VTuber Connect! I pick up the waistband in Makoto's room and put it in front of her as she wipes her face with tissues. I take a seat next to her and after she finishes blowing her nose into a tissue and throwing it into the waistband. How are you feeling? No idea, but better, I think. It feels like a weight's been lifted from my shoulders. That's what therapy is for. This is the first time I told anyone about this. Probably should have told the friend that you abandoned. Well, if there's anything else that comes up that you feel like you want to let out, then please rely on me. Thanks. We both sit silently for a bit, simply appreciating the company of each other. And then at the same time, the other friend is probably thinking, oh, she stopped being my friend because she got so popular she didn't care about the small streamers anymore. It's probably what she left her feeling like. Sorry about your shirt. I looked down to notice that my shoulder is still wet from the mess that Makoto had made. Don't worry about it. So, what will you do moving forward? I'll choose to trust you, and I want you to walk this path with me. After all, you did tell me that you'll help me find my happiness. Hearing that makes it sound really embarrassing. But I did, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't think it'll be easy to change my mindset. There are still a lot of things that I hate about myself, and I don't see myself suddenly becoming a stronger person anytime soon. But I think I found some inspiration in you to find the strength I'm looking for. Huh? Me? I wouldn't particularly call myself a strong person. Yeah, neither of you would call each other a strong person. Call yourselves a strong person. Whatever. Yeah. The strength you've shown me isn't a strength that's defined by a lack of weakness. It's the strength to embrace your weaknesses and be able to walk forward by accepting them. I think you've recently come to accept your natural tendencies to think bad thoughts as a weakness. And you've been able to walk forward with what you want by accepting that they're an inevitable part of you. Oh, I would honestly say that it isn't my own strength that's allowed me to do that. My sister actually helped me a lot. Maybe strength isn't defined by just an individual. The ability to form close bonds is also part of what makes you you. In that sense, your bond with your sister is a part of your own strength. Maybe you're right about that. In that case, I'd like for us to become a part of each other's strength. Though I probably won't add much to you. Hey, I think I might actually decrease your strength if you include me. Yay, two people with low self-esteeming each other, yay. But sure, let's do it. You both start laughing, albeit weakly. I'm glad they were able to laugh like this despite the heaviness that was in the air earlier. Makoto wipes the tears from her eyes once again. This time, it seems like they've stopped. Regarding the struggles I talked about relating to being a VTuber, I don't think they'll get any easier. There will always be commitments, expectations, and situations that I'll have to overcome as a VTuber. But I think now that I have at least one person to understand me, I'll be okay. Even though you told your viewers you could only save yourself. Now you're like, oh, wait a minute. I think I can go on because I have at least one person with me. Oh, what a revelation. Is there anything I can do to help in terms of the workload? Do you have any expertise with video editing, VTubing software, or streaming? Not really. Well, I don't think you can really help with singing. I wouldn't want you touching anything related to my commissions. What? Same thing with interfacing with vendors for merchandise. Also, you don't have to be doing all that. I feel like, especially now that she's this big, she could probably reapply for an agency and get like a manager and stuff. Like, if she's trying to do merchandising and all that other shit, like, she should just try for an agency and have the agency do all that shit for her. Or like a lawyer or something. Well, I'm sure that's grunt work I could have you do. I guess that's better than nothing. What about what you think about Mana? I'll be also like, also bitch pay me. If I'm gonna become your manager, I'm gonna need 10%, homie, 10%. Unless you gonna put out, just kidding. Like, unless we a couple, you gotta pay me, homie. Of course, I don't blame people for pushing the current identity of Mana onto me. Because that's what you put out there. You can't blame people for giving back what you put out. In the end, it's my own fault that I feel guilty about lying to people. Yerp. I put on the appearance of someone who I wish to be when I'm nowhere close to reaching that point. I never intended to trick people by masking my true self. Okay, but didn't you also talk about how, like, people also would be like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that, like, there's a real person behind the VTuber, and sometimes they act in ways that aren't super genuine, but it's fine because we have fun with their personas. Like, I put on this appearance of a greater version of myself in hopes that I can one day become that person by internalizing that behavior. Or just be happy with yourself and be happy you have a cool persona. But maybe I'm just deceiving myself, doing along with everyone else. It doesn't feel right to call what you're doing disingenuous or dishonest. Nobody can naturally be the best version of themselves. There's nothing wrong with trying to change how we naturally behave so that we become a better person. Can you really call that deceit? Isn't that still being emotionally honest? I don't know. I'm not sure if what I'm doing is right. I don't think I should be hiding my true self, but at the same time, my true self is not something I want to show people. Is that really anything wrong with hiding a part of yourself? Sure, it can be done in deceitful or manipulative ways, but isn't hiding parts of yourself that we don't want to show to others something we all do? And is it really wrong to show a different side of yourself if that's what you wish to be? We're all works in progress. Maybe some people out there have it figured out. I don't know. I don't know if it's even possible to reach a point of completion as a person. But I don't think it's a bad thing to constantly be in a state of transformation or improvement. Can what you said even be considered hiding your true self? To me, what you're showing is also, in a way, your true self. Not everything will reflect how you naturally are. Is a person's self only defined by their natural tendencies? Isn't who they aspire to be also part of who they are? I'm still struggling with this myself. When I found out you were Mana, I couldn't stop myself from thinking about my own self-satisfaction and validation. These were my macho thoughts. That's who I am, and I hated myself for it. But I'm also someone who wanted to overcome that and be a better person. I still have those negative, selfish feelings, and I probably haven't fully come to terms with them. It's like what you said earlier. I'm trying to come to terms with my own natural tendencies and find the strength to move forward by accepting them. In that way, I'm also trying to be a self I aspire to be, despite how I think naturally. Wouldn't you still consider that to be my true self? I would. Is that any different for you? Dummy. I'm going to have to think about it some more. My head is still all over the place right now. Same here. Sorry if what I said didn't make any sense. No, I understand what you were saying, I think. It's just myself that I need to understand, and I think that's going to take a bit more time. Maybe once I do, I can decide how I want to proceed with Mana. It's definitely not going to be straightforward, though. It's not as simple as saying, hey, look at me, I'm this depressed, broken person, but I'm trying to improve by being this better person, hope you can accept me. That might not be something that should be shared with people. I don't want people to worry about me. And that's not who I want to be known as. I mean, you're talking in circles at this point. You're like, I want to be myself, but I don't want people to know myself. And I want to be a place where people can be happy and not worry about troubles. But I also, it's like you're talking in circles, honey. And I don't want to be someone who's defined by my weakness or struggles. I don't want to be known as that person who's struggling or is depressed. I want to be known as a person who was and is able to overcome those struggles. Well, you won't be someone who's known to overcome it if no one knows you dealt with it. Just saying. It's not as simple as just be yourself, isn't it? It kind of reminds me of our first conversation we had when we met. Oh yeah. Whatever I decide to do, I wonder if my fans will still accept me. And even if they don't, you'll find new people that do accept you. Like culling people. It's totally fine. Sometimes you have people in your life that at certain points you change or they change and it's not a good fit anymore, and that's totally fine. I'm sure they will. That's what we do. You really think so? I see. I'll have to think about it some more. I don't think it's something I'll figure out and become comfortable with right away. That's completely fine, isn't it? Let's find the right answer together. You're just gonna keep saying embarrassing lies, aren't you? And you're just gonna keep being a low self-esteem little bitch, aren't you? Thank you, though. As for the relationship I talked about earlier, my parents and the friend I made as a VTuber. I think for my parents, I still want to continue choosing my own path in life. I believe that in time, they'll come to understand what I want for myself. But I want to become a better daughter regardless. I think when this is all over, I'll have a long talk with them. I know they'll come to understand. That's just how family is, right? I mean, As for my friend, there's something I want to do, but I need to think about it more. I'll let you know once I found my answer. I want you to be there with me. Of course. Wait, what? If you go to apologize to her, I am not going. I'll be at a distance, but if I was the friend, I'd be like, why the hell is this guy here? I think that just leaves my most immediate problem that has to be addressed. My anniversary stream is only 3 days away. How much is there still left to do? Well, there's the final checks I have to do with the art pieces I commissioned, making sure everything is set up correctly with my vendor for merchandise. I have to put together the visuals such as the news for the merchandise as well as the thumbnail for the stream. Okay, well that isn't too bad. I also have to finish the script for my program, prepare the audio and video files I'll be using as well as the other assets, rehearse the song I'll be singing. You can also not do that too. You don't have to make new assets and stuff. You could still use the stuff you've been doing. Pick out fan letters I'll be showing the clips I'll be putting together as highlights for the year. I do like a highlights of the year idea though. You said it's in 3 days? Also, bet your ass if she posted on social media hey, I want to show a monologue of all my greatest moments this year. And so y'all share some clips of your favorite mono moments with me and it might show up in the compilation. Bet you deadass you'll have hundreds of clips that people give you to pick from. Sometimes you can ask people, your audience, for help and they will happily help you. Meaning we only have tomorrow and the next day to work on it? Yeah. You had all this to do and you were spending our last few days with me? Yeah, don't you feel special? Yeah, I feel special, alright. But now you're making him do all the work. So how are we gonna do this? I don't know. We just have to get it done, I guess. You could also reduce your expectations. Or you could just reschedule it, people will be fine. Can you come over early tomorrow? The last few days have been such a roller coaster and I guess it hasn't stopped yet. Okay, I'll come over early tomorrow. We'll probably call it here for today so we can get a good rest for tomorrow. I think we've been lacking in sleep for the past 2 days. Agreed. Just literally push it. I stand up and immediately notice my exhaustion from the events of today. I guess it just wasn't emotional exhaustion that I'm feeling. But I get it, wanting it to be on the exact same day. I get it. And I get now you have support, but don't burn him out too. Jeez. Makoto stands up and leads me out the door. Makoto walks with me to the gate in front of her house. After I reach the gate, I turn to her. I guess that's it for tonight. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Wait. Makoto immediately walks up to me and locks me in a warm embrace. Makoto? Hush, just let me have this before you go. After recovering from being caught off guard, I return the hug. My heart is pounding so loudly that I'm sure Makoto can hear it. We stay like this for about 10 seconds until Makoto releases me. Thanks for that, and thanks for everything else today. Of course, anytime. Thank you too for everything. Makoto smiles for a few seconds before waving to me and turning to walk back to her house. I watch as she reaches the door to her house and turns her head to give me one last smile before entering her house. Her smile was unlike the sad ones that she usually gives. This was one of hope for the future. As uncertain as it may be, we'll walk down whatever path it takes us, together. Woo! That was a lot. Once again, I find myself in front of Makoto's place. But this time with newly found resolve and a laptop in hand. But also with the worry that we won't be able to finish everything in time. I ring the doorbell to Makoto's house and look around the neighborhood. It's a cool, quiet morning. A neighbor can be seen walking their dog. It's such a nice morning. It probably helps that last night was the first time that I didn't sleep way past midnight. My thoughts are interrupted as Makoto opens the door and comes out to the gate. Good morning. Good morning. I feel a bit weird to say that. I haven't gotten out of bed this early in a while. It's kind of nice. Makoto gestures to me to follow her and we make our way to her room. I take a seat on the floor in Makoto's room and sign into my laptop. Makoto takes a seat at her desk. So, what grunt work do you have for me? Well, you could start by massaging my shoulders. Also, don't you wanna, you could also hire people to clip for you as well. Or you can outsource this work to people. If you're as successful as I think you are with your donations and shit, you don't have to do everything. Whatever. I sure can see how that directly helps with your anniversary stream. I would hire someone.
Self-voicing enabled.
No.
Self-voicing disabled.
Hee. But actually, could you find some clips I could use as highlight moments to show for this year? Just find some of my most popular moments and find which VOD they're from and let me know when it happened. Okay, I'll make sure to pick out the most embarrassing moments for this year. What was that? Can you repeat that? I said I'll pick your cutest and coolest moments for this year. Okay, I thought I misheard you for a second there. Makoto turns her chair and gets to work on her computer. I open the lid to my laptop and start researching what clips I could give to her. After some time, I found a good amount of clips that I can give to Makoto. There's a few clips of her most intense boss fights, there are some funny moments, some clumsy and cute moments. Going back and seeing these moments made me a bit nostalgic, even though it hasn't been that long. These types of moments are what got me through some dark times. Hey Makoto, I'm going to send you the list of clips. Makoto turns to me and stretches her arms. It seems like she was working out on some image editor. Thanks. There's something that comes to mind when I was looking at these clips. I think you can already piece it together from what I've told you about half a year ago. I was in a pretty bad headspace. I wasn't able to find the kind of relationship I was looking for after entering university, so I was pretty depressed and lonely for a bit. But looking at some of your best moments, they reminded me of how I was able to get through those tough times. I turned to your content a lot, and it was my light for a while. I don't think I went about it in the most healthy way afterwards, using it as a replacement for what I was looking for. But I still value those experiences I've had. So if anything, I'm at least one person whose life you were able to make brighter through VTubing. I'm really glad to hear that. Are you? Because I feel like you don't take it to heart though. I hope I can continue making your life a bit brighter, both as Mana and as Makoto. And I do hope you find what you're looking for. I think I have. Eh? I immediately get embarrassed and look away from Makoto. I clear my throat to clear out the awkwardness. By the way, you haven't eaten yet, have you? Let me stop by the store and grab some food for us so we can continue working. Yeah, thanks. Here, use this key to lock the door behind you and let yourself in. Thanks. See you soon. I arrived at the store where Makoto and I first met. I let out a deep sigh. I'm still kind of crazy about Makoto, aren't I? I still don't know where our relationship is at. Well, at the very least, we're friends, I guess? But I think we've shared some really personal experience that just saying we're friends might be reductive. Best friends. Or maybe I'm reading too deep into this. I haven't really explicitly asked her what she thinks, but maybe right now isn't the best time with the work we have to get done. I also don't really understand my own feelings all that well. I might be misinterpreting as well. This is probably something that should wait until after the anniversary stream. We're busy enough as it is. I should be thinking about not making things uncomfortable for her instead of trying to rush things. Who would have known that not too long ago my life would change so much for meeting someone here? Life sure works in mysterious ways. Is it weird to feel nostalgic like this when it's only been about a week? I wonder where we're going to go from here on out. I let out a deep sigh. Even though I assured Makoto on so many things, I'm not confident at all in myself. I don't have very many answers to the problem laid out in front of us, and I can't help but feel like just being there for her isn't enough. No, I shouldn't think like this. I need to do what I can. I bring my hands up to my face and quickly slap my cheeks to try to dispel my anxiety. Let's get the food and go back. I open the door to Makoto's room to see her continue to be hard at work. Once she notices that I came inside, she turns her chair to me and leans back. I hand her the keys as well as the bento box. Thanks. No problem. Are you making good progress? Yes, actually. I should be ready for the stream going at this pace. That's good. Excuse me. We both open our convenience store bentos and start eating. I guess now would be a good time to ask her about various things I've been wondering about. So, if you don't mind me asking questions about what it's like being Mana, go ahead. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff you're wondering about. What's it like being famous? Well, it's cool, I guess. It's nice that I can keep my private life a secret. It's like I'm a superhero or magical girl. There are obvious downsides that it has, like how negativity will inevitably come when I bring so much attention to myself. I think the biggest thing is the validation I can get from all the people that support me. It's a double-edged sword. It's easy to fall into the trap of using your audience for self-validation. But at the same time, it's not like people's impressions are not worth anything. My fans are naturally going to be supportive of what I do, but I try to be realistic about myself. Do you? You're not. Yeah, you're unrealistic about yourself because your self-hatred is distorting a lot of it. So, I mean, you're not, though. Yeah, you seem pretty harsh on yourself despite all the praise you get. I think you could definitely be more proud of yourself. And that's a tall order. I guess it might be. That's a bit of a vague question, but... This is a bit of a vague question, but... What do you think about the relationship between you and the Mana fans? From a fan perspective, it's a bit hard to get noticed as an individual. We can see how you present yourself on stream and see how you interact with chat, but we kind of have to accept the fact that you'll never get to know us as individuals. I actually thought about this a lot. It's kind of weird to think about, isn't it? You have one person able to have the majority of the agency in communication, and that the only way for the other side to make themselves known is through chat, which can be impersonal. I can even choose to not read chat. I could make it completely one way almost. Even if I try my best to interact with chat, I don't know them as people, and they don't know me fully as a person either. But even so, I love the Mana fans. They've given me more than I could ever hope to return. I don't believe that the relationship we hold is just something as shallow as a way for me to make money or a way for Mana fans to get entertainment. There's definitely something special there, but it's different from other types of relationships. And I think it's easy for it to turn into an unhealthy relationship, both for the VTuber and for the fan. Yeah, I understand from experience. I used the streamer-view relationship as a way to substitute for what I wanted from a more intimate, mutual relationship. Maybe they can give a similar feeling in some ways, but ultimately they're two different things. And I've experienced how easy it can to fall into obsession as well. That can happen to the VTuber as well, developing an over-reliance on interaction with chat as a substitute for what they might really want, or get obsessed with someone because they ended up making things too personal. Has that ever happened to you? Obsession with someone? No, I try to keep a reasonable distance from my viewers. I think I might give them the wrong idea if I try to get closer to them. I think it can work depending on the streamer. There's nothing wrong with getting to know someone who watches your stream, but you have to establish that interpersonal one-on-one connection first. I don't think that it's possible for me to do that with every viewer that wants to do that. I'm sure there are people out there that are nice and I would want to be friends with, but I can't be expected to try and get to know every single person who wants to get friendly. Yeah, that makes sense. It's hard to find the correct way to interact with my fans. On the one hand, I want to get to know my community and I want to be able to acknowledge people, but at the same time, I don't want to create any expectations that our interactions will turn into anything more than a streamer-viewer dynamic. I would feel particularly at fault if, because of my actions, a viewer ended up developing an over-reliance with me despite the fact that I can't return the same attention. Even if it could be because the viewer misinterpreted you, I don't think you're at fault at all. I think there will be people that develop that parasocial reliance regardless of what I do, but I want to think about the things that are in my control. It's impossible for me to invest the time and energy into acknowledging every one of my fans, but I don't want to just ignore them. I'm still trying to find the balance between being engaged with my fans while remaining enough distance to not create any expectations. I can see how that would be difficult for streamers to deal with. There really doesn't seem to be an easy solution. I mean, that's why I like Discord servers, because like you can still interact with people on your Discord server outside of a stream, so I feel like people can get a little bit more attention and you can be like a little more chill and relaxed with them. But yeah, I'm sure if you're like super big, but that's why it's like nice to have like just chatting screens with your subs as well, so it's like a smaller audience, so you can kind of get a little bit more like not one-on-one time, but like, you know, like just having different streams and different audiences and things like that could help with that. Oh my gosh, 6 hours! Ugh. I definitely did not talk for 3 hours. I think the reported time must be wrong. How do you get through this in 3 hours? Unless you read really fast. There really doesn't seem to be an easy solution. The way people interact with any entertainment medium is complex and doesn't help that streaming as a medium is fairly new. Yeah, that's true. Adding VTubing as another, even newer layer on top of that, and it becomes even more complicated. I'm still trying to understand my own experience. Same here. This is all new to me, so I'm constantly finding myself thinking and doing things that aren't healthy. You know, if you had other VTuber friends, you could probably see what they do. Like developing an over-reliance on streaming at times. I was aware of what I should be looking for in my relationship with my viewers in terms of it being healthy and positive for me. But it's hard not to just turn to streaming while I'm feeling lonely or if I just want to escape from everything. Is there anything wrong with feeling like that though? I'm sure I would do the same thing. I think the problem arises when you're just using it as a way to avoid your issues. In that case, I guess the problem isn't with VTubing itself, but the mindset to try and escape from everything. But I guess there are times where the best thing to do is to try and just take a break from everything. And VTubing is just a way to be able to do that, both from the streamer and viewer side. There is, of course, when VTubing itself becomes a problem, like how we mentioned before about developing an unhealthy relationship. Yeah. I don't think there's a correct way to watch VTubers, similar to how there aren't correct ways to consume other forms of media. But at the same time, there are ways you can go about it that will be unhealthy for you. I feel like the writer for this is like, alright, I want to just throw in a bunch of extra concepts about VTubing and the VTuber experience. Like, just right here. They'll just talk about a lot of different things in this moment right now. Which is fine, but I'm just like, shouldn't they be working? I guess they're eating, but are they eating if they're talking this much? And a lot of times it can happen without you knowing or without you wanting it. I guess the best thing to do is just try and be aware of your experience with VTubing as much as possible. You might be right. Heh, why is it so complicated? I guess that's part of what makes it fun and interesting though. Here, I'll make it easy for you. The objective way to enjoy my stream is to forfeit all mortal possessions to me. Hey, you said before that you don't need my money. True, I don't. I'll be happy if you just continue supporting me in your own way. I can do that. Makoto smiles at me before finishing her food. After cleaning up, she showed me some things to review and give my opinion on as a viewer while she continued her own work. We would work silently but occasionally make small talk as a break from work. This went on for a few hours. Makoto leans back in her chair and she stretches her arm above her head. I think that's enough for today. Yeah, it's getting pretty late. What's your progress looking like? I should be able to get everything done by tomorrow night. That's good. I feel like I didn't do much though. It's not too late to massage my shoulders. You serious? I'll actually do it if you want. Oh, sure. I won't turn down a free massage. After walking over to the back of Makoto's chair, I put my hands on her shoulders. She flinches when I make contact, but immediately calms her body. I start rhythmically exerting force on the tense muscles. From my perspective, I can really only see the top of Makoto's head. Her hair's a bit messy, but there's a certain charm to that. So, this kind of reminds me of when my sister used to make me massage her shoulders. Oh, you're a good little brother, weren't you? If by a good little brother you mean being made to do it against my will by my sister, then yes. I think that still makes you a kind brother. Wouldn't a kind brother have been willing to make that act of kindness in the first place? That kind of goes back to what I said, what we talked about yesterday, that a person's natural self versus who they wish to be. I've been thinking about that lately. Not specifically about being a good brother, but about kindness. Before, I thought that a truly, genuine kind person would just naturally be that way and not have mean or ugly thoughts come to mind. Does that kind of person even exist out there? When we observe people from the outside, then maybe, but unless we know exactly what they're thinking about, we'll never know. Honestly, it's probably impossible to always have nice thoughts. At least for me, it's definitely impossible. So you're saying it also matters how people present themselves? But I think there are definitely people who are more naturally inclined to have spiteful thoughts than others. I think so too, but it's kind of hard to tell since what we see is a combination of that and how they're able to deal with their thoughts. I'm not sure one is more valuable than the other though. Say, you had two people. One who naturally had a lot of awful thoughts but was able to present themselves kindly because they know it's the right thing to do despite their natural tendencies, and one who just naturally always had really nice thoughts and always presented themselves kindly. Can you really say that one is kinder than the other? I think the knee-jerk answer many would give would be the latter, but it also shows a lot of mental fortitude to be able to act kind despite your natural tendencies to be mean. Now that you ask that, maybe neither can be said to be more kind than the other. Yeah, I think so too. It's something I've recently opened my eyes to from my experience with you. I don't think I really did anything. If anything, I think you're the one who's kind going by either definition. Nah, I think I have farther to go before I can call myself kind. I naturally have a lot of bad thoughts, and I have trouble expressing myself kindly. Maybe one day that kind self won't just be an aspiration. That makes two of us. Let's keep working on it together. Yeah. I start to notice the exhaustion in my hands after massaging Makoto for the entire conversation. I release her shoulders and start leaning on her chair as support. Like, why are you saying her name twice in the same sentence? Just use a pronoun. It feels and sounds weird to be saying someone's name so often. Thanks. I'll give that a passing grade. In response to that unsatisfactory response, I flick the back of her head. Hey! Makoto turns, not realizing that my face was resting on my arm on the top of her chair. Our faces are only inches apart. We both jump slightly back in embarrassment. So, are you hungry? Did you want to go get dinner? Yeah, sure. Actually, there's something that I need to do first. Makoto's expression suddenly shifts from embarrassed to serious. Yeah? What is it? I can see that she is struggling to get her words out. I can only assume that this is something serious. Do you remember that friend I mentioned yesterday? The VTuber friend I made while I was starting out? Yeah? I'm going to call her. Can I ask you to be here with me? I can see that Makoto's visibly shaking. Knowing her and what she told me yesterday, this must have not been easy to decide to do. I want to ask her if it's too soon, but I can already see that she's found the resolve. Of course. Thanks. Makoto slowly reaches for her phone and unlocks it. Also, I mean, I get that she needs the support, but what if the other person ends up saying something really embarrassing or something that she wouldn't want others to hear? And she had no idea that someone else was present in the room and hearing the conversation? But, maybe if she doesn't put her on speaker, I guess, then he can't hear what she's saying. Her hands are shaking as she navigates through her phone to find the right contact. Makoto takes deep breaths, though they're unsteady. Her finger stops moving and her eyes filled with what can only be described as fear. I haven't even pressed the button to call yet, and I already feel like I'm about to throw up. Makoto's breath gets louder as she looks to be overwhelmed by fear and anxiety. Also, I feel like for me, if someone wants to have a very emotionally charged conversation, I wouldn't want you to come at me like out of nowhere, out of the blue, and be like, hey, let's have this serious conversation right now because I feel like having it right now. I like when people are like, hey, how are you doing? Like checking in, like, I want to give us another shot. Like, do you mind if we schedule a time to talk later, or if you have time, like, you know, like give room for the conversation to happen later and kind of let me prepare, you know, instead of just calling out the blue and being like blah 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 blah. But yeah, I walk to Makoto and take her free hand and put it in between mine. Her fingers feel cold against my palms, but I can see that her shaking is abating slowly. Thanks. It's okay. Take your time. No, I need to do this now. She just finished her stream, so she should still be around. Man, she's probably just like, I had a stream. I'm trying to decompress, minding my own business. Ah! Person that hurt me! Koto takes a deep breath and firmly grasps my hands with her. She pushes a button to call with the thumb of her other hand. Makoto's grasp gets tighter as her phone starts ringing. Her hand is shaking more than before. I hold my breath as I listen for the call to get picked up. Every individual ring is the only thing both of us can focus on. Just when I think I would hear a voicemail, the ringing stops. The call was picked up. Makoto? Makoto flinches at the voice, her eyes filled with genuine fear. Makoto swallows and gathers her courage. Aika? They know each other's real names, and now she's doxxed. I guess they were pretty close. Yeah? What's wrong? It's been a while since we talked, hasn't it? Aika, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Makoto, what are you apologizing for? It shouldn't have been me. Also, I feel like if I was friends with someone and they got super famous and popular and they kept apologizing to me saying that they shouldn't have been the one to make it should have been me, that doesn't make me feel better. It just kind of reinforces that, like, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't want to be kept apologized to, you know? Like, pitied or whatever. Like, I'd be like, it's fine. You also worked very hard to get where you're at. Like, making it seem like a fluke makes it worse, you know? It should have been you. I didn't deserve any of the attention I got as a VTuber. And she's like invalidating all her fans at the same time. Like, you're saying your fans are wrong for liking you, which is pretty rude in my opinion. I know how much you wanted it. You were always there for me, but I couldn't do anything for you. I only end up hurting you. I'm so sorry. No, Makoto, no. What are you saying? It's my fault for getting you involved with someone like me. All I ever did was rely on you, and I couldn't do anything for you in return. You have every right to hate me. And like, literally, she's just like, what do you say? Like, you come out of nowhere and accuse me of hating you and shit, and I never said any of that. Makoto, how could I ever hate you? In the back of my mind, I did feel jealous, and I hated that I did, but above that, I felt so happy for you as a friend that you were succeeding. I valued our friendship more than any amount of pain that those ugly feelings of jealousy would bring. You were more important to me than all that, Makoto. So please, don't blame yourself. I can never, ever hate you. Why? I deserve to be hated. And also, just like, you're apologizing, but you're still making it about you and your feelings instead of like what I'm saying in my feelings, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm telling you I don't hate you, I'm happy for you, I want to be your friend, you saying, oh, but I deserve to be hated and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, listen, if you're not going to listen to me and just bitch at me and make this about you, then this is not an apology I want to hear from you, you know? Why does everyone keep showing me such kindness? Oh, dear. Why don't you get angry at me? Why don't you resent me? It would be so much easier that way. And you're, again, making this about you and saying it'd be easier for me if you did this. And it's like, bitch, like, this is just so, Makoto, you've never done anything deserving of my hate. Please don't say that. She's just getting all this extra pity at the same time saying she doesn't want to be pitied. Like, so cringe. You're my precious friend. How could I hate you? And then, oh, I'm here, by the way. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, Tears start flooding down Makoto's face. I'm sorry, like, I am like 6.5 hours into this. I'm just like, but they're babies, so they're learning, they're growing, it's fine. Unable to hold it in any longer, Makoto starts sobbing uncontrollably. This poor girl is just living her life. I continue to hold her hand, unable to hold back my own tears. I'd be like, who else is there? Who is crying right now? Makoto, you're such a dummy. Such a big... And now she's crying. Okay. The sound of Aika's own crying started emanating from Makoto's phone. And who knows where she was? What if she was like with other people too? But whatever. I'm so happy for you, Makoto. She didn't hate you after all. No one thought she was actually hated. We all know that shit was in her head. You were loved all along. Of course she was. It would be the biggest twist of life if that person was like, actually, I do hate you. Why'd you call me? Like, that shit's all in her head. I'm so glad. I put my arms around Makoto and hold her close as she continues to sob. I don't try to stop my own tears of happiness from being shed. See, Makoto, you deserve to be loved. I don't know about deserved, but she just is. Like, I personally just don't like the idea of people saying you deserve happiness, you deserve this, you deserve that. Because that implies there are people that don't deserve it. And I don't think that's true. But I think saying, like, there are people that exist, or there can be people that exist that would love you and stuff is a better way to say that. After some time, Makoto and Aika calm down. Makoto's eyes are still red, and she's still sniffing, but she's able to speak now. Sorry, Makoto, I never knew what you were going through. I actually thought the same as you, that maybe you hated me because I was in the wrong. I don't think I could hate you no matter how hard I try. You're such an amazing person who was always there for me. No, I wasn't there for you when you needed it the most. I can't imagine what you've been going through. That's it. I've decided. Eh? You and me, we're going to catch up on anything we've missed out on by not talking to each other for the past few months. No, she not talking to you. She clearly left you, not the other way around. But after all I've done, I mean, so what, you called me to just bitch at me about how bad you feel, and then you were just gonna bounce? You're just, so is that what it was? You don't actually want to be friends with me now? Okay, bitch, okay. I don't deserve, it's not about what you deserve or not. No buts, I'm not taking no for an answer. I decided I don't want us to be separated like before again. I want us to be there for each other. I know that there will inevitably be things that we don't like to think about, and that will create distance between us, but let's be able to talk it out and share our feelings, okay? Makoto's being overpowered by some radiant energy. I couldn't really tell before, but Aika does seem like a bright person. I squeeze Makoto's hand and she turns her head to me. I know she's likely thinking if it's okay to accept Aika's kindness despite her own perceived undeservedness. If she wants to give it to you, then she can give it to you. Damn! I'm so annoyed now. I give her a smile and nod to tell her that the answer she's already come to is okay to accept. Okay. Thank you, Makoto. I'm so happy. Aika's voice trails off and she starts to choke up again. Let's make lots of memories from here on out, okay? Let's have a sleepover sometime when we're ready to talk our hearts out. Why didn't you call her yesterday so she could help with all this shit? Why did it just have to be me? We eat lots of good food together and laugh together. We'll also struggle and hurt each other, but that's okay. Hee hee. I'm looking forward to hearing about everything that's happened. Have you learned how to not make your eggs explode yet? Hey, that was one time. Makoto lets out an unconstrained laugh, as if to try and make up for the laughs that she's missed out on. I hear a faint voice coming from Makoto's phone. Oh, my little brother's calling me. Makoto, let's catch up later tonight, okay? Yeah, I'll call you later tonight. You have to sleep for the anniversary stream. Thanks for everything. Hee hee. I should be the one thanking you. Bye bye. See you later. Makoto hangs up the call and immediately collapses onto me in exhaustion. I know, isn't it so exhausting being so dramatic all the time, Makoto? She leans her head against my chest while I support the rest of her body. I'm happy for you. She didn't hate you after all. Yeah, I'm so glad. Sorry, let me stay like this for a bit. Of course, take your time. I'm not starving or anything. My heart is beating uncontrollably in response to Makoto's body leaning against mine. I'm sure she's able to feel how fast my heart is beating, but I don't care at this point. I just want to stay like this, able to support her. VTuber Connect. I'm sorry, y'all. It's been 6.5 hours, and I'm expecting this to be 3 hours, and I hate stopping mid-recording. And now I'm like, I don't know how much longer this is, and it's like already 1 o'clock in the morning for me, and I have class tomorrow, and I just don't know. I just don't know when this will end. But we'll see. I mean, I'm still enjoying it. I just want my happy ending already. Makoto sits across from me, filling her mouth with hamburger steak. Makoto and Aika have some catching up to do tonight. I probably shouldn't hold Makoto here too long. I guess I have kind of had her to myself for the past few days after all. Why are you staring at me again? You seem to like looking at me a lot. Sorry, does that make you self-conscious? A little. Sorry, I was just thinking to myself. Do you have anything that you're wondering about? Well, I guess I do about some other unrelated stuff, but I was just thinking that I shouldn't keep you here too long to myself. You should take some time to talk to Aika. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. We have plenty of time now on to catch up. You can have me all to yourself right now. Wow, I feel honored. You should. Now, what other unrelated stuff were you wondering about? They're weird questions I was just thinking about in my own time. Probably better not to ask. Well, now that you're making me curious, I'm gonna keep poking at you until you ask. Okay, fine. How do you feel about people drawing explicit material of you? As, you know... Makoto stares at me for a few seconds before breaking into laughter. That's what you were wondering? Ha ha ha. Well, it's fine, isn't it? My design is hella cute after all. You don't feel ashamed in any way? I mean, maybe there's a hint of that. But I've long since accepted that people would draw their own fan content of me like that. It's definitely not the same as if it happened with me as Makoto. Begone, impure thoughts. Oh, were you thinking dirty thoughts? No, stop it. Yes, he was. Makoto breaks out into laughter again. I'm surprised she's able to continue eating like that. What's your reason for asking me about Mana's explicit content? Have you enjoyed it before? I started choking on water I was drinking. You are in public, y'all! Makoto doesn't hold back this time. She starts clutching at her stomach because she's laughing so hard. I look around our table to see if anyone's giving us any funny looks. Thankfully, the restaurant is fairly empty, but the waitress is giving a look of concern at Makoto. Alright, calm yourself before they come over to our table. Makoto is still catching her breath. Haha, okay, I think I'm good. I kinda want to know the answer to the question though. No, I'm not telling you. I'll take this knowledge to my grave. Isn't that basically a yes then? Interpret it as you will. It's okay, you're a healthy young boy, and I know that my model is really cute. Nothing wrong with indulging in that. I'm not offended or creeped out. Makoto starts laughing to herself again, barely able to muster the breath from before. I knew I shouldn't have asked. You really shouldn't have. I guess I'm glad at least that she's showing so much more life than I think I've ever seen from her. Breathe, Makoto, breathe. Okay. Can I ask a question myself? Will your question involve my... Listen! I've tried not to have to edit too much of this video post-recording, but y'all are testing me now. Y'all are testing me. Nope. If it's okay, if it's okay, it's actually kind of an unpleasant question to ask, and I'm not joking in any way. Oh, sure, fire away. Does it bother you if the female VTuber you watch interacts with guys? Like if Mana were to theoretically collab with other male VTuber? Oh, sorry if that makes you uncomfortable, but I want to know, what do you mean? This isn't specifically about male viewers with female streamers. It'll depend on the person and situation. I'm curious about how people feel about streamers they might be attracted to. I've been thinking about what I want for myself in the future and about our conversation yesterday about the relationship between streamer and viewer. If I take all the precautions to prevent people from developing an unhealthy relationship with me, I still feel like there might be problems. Particularly with how people might naturally feel towards streamers despite their own mindset to maintain a healthy relationship. I don't understand what's going on. I see. For me, it depends. Some VTubers, I don't have any problems with them doing that. I think for most VTubers, I have a healthy mindset of support for... I just want to be able to support them, and I don't mind if I don't get their attention. And I definitely do not have any ounce of romantic interest for them. But for some others, I think I naturally try to frame them in the context of being a romantic partner, even if I don't want to think of them like that. It's a lingering feeling in the back of my mind when I watch them. It's kind of disgusting, isn't it? Fans should just be supporting the VTuber the best they can, but I just think instinctively try to reduce them to someone that should be reliant on my own affection? I don't know. Can you really blame someone if they can't help it? I'm sure I could help it somewhat, but maybe there's just something wrong with me. Don't say that. That's what you say all the time. I can see what you mean. There's that twinge of discomfort when you see it happen. I don't know if I can bring myself to condemn people just for feeling that way. But to act on it and express negatively towards a streamer because you feel that way, that's just selfish, heartless. Where is this coming from? I guess I can see it being a thing. Maybe again, this is like famous big VTuber problems, and as a small streamer, I can't fathom like my viewers being like, Little Lion, you can't collab with male VTubers because we have to keep our fantasy of you being ours to ourselves. But that's the same thing as like you being in a relationship and your partner saying you can't have opposite sex or gendered friends because they feel threatened if you hang out with someone that you could potentially leave them for or something. So at a baseline, I disagree with that mindset, and I don't think it's healthy, and I think it's very toxic, and I wouldn't date someone that would have a problem with me having male friends to begin with. So if I had viewers that would be upset that I'm collaborating with a male VTuber because of their own expectations and what fantasies they want to have, I'd be like, there's the door right there. Unfollow me, unsubscribe, don't even be in my chat. Banned, immediate ban. No one's gonna tell me who I can and can't collab with. No, because of their own design. No, insta banned. So know this now, everyone who's watching this. If you ever tell me, Little Lion, you can't do something because it's gonna make me uncomfortable, and it's something as simple as just wanting to collab with another VTuber, unless like, you know, it's actually like problematic, like maybe that VTuber is known to be homophobic or something, which would be weird anyway because I'm bi, so why would I collab with a homophobic person? But unless it was something like that where it like misaligned with my values as like a decent human being, that's one thing. But if it's something like, I'm in a pretend relationship with you and I don't like to be faced with the reality that you're not actually my girlfriend, man, get out of here. She shouldn't even be thinking about them unless she's thinking about banning them. Yeah. It's such a common occurrence as well. You see VTubers get hit with negativity all the time for collabing with people of the opposite gender. Really? I really have not seen this, but okay. Again, maybe I'm just that unpopular and small. These are not small streamer problems, I guess. It really is selfish to act on one's own discomfort and lash out at someone when they aren't even doing anything wrong. So why would you even... For what? Just to make themselves feel a little bit better? To ensure that they don't feel uncomfortable again, even if it's at the expense of another person's freedom and feelings? It's just, I don't even know how to describe it. I want with all my heart for people to have the freedom to express themselves the way they want to be accepted. Why does it have to be inevitable that some people are going to be upset if someone wants to do that? Wait, what's happening? I'm confused. I thought this was about... I know that nobody can appease everyone, but I hate the thought of having to alienate people that continue to pursue something I wanted. But why do you care if you hurt some asshole's feelings for collabing with who you want to collab with? Why should you care? You should not care. In a way, you can see it as alienating the people that you wouldn't want as a part of your community. Exactly. Why would you want people in your community who would even act like that towards you? If someone would curse you out or be mad at you, do you even want them in your space? Hell no, you wouldn't. Those people who are willing to spread negativity for such a selfish reason might not be the type of people you want to surround yourself with. Exactly. But it's not just that, isn't it? What if I were to suddenly start collabing with a bunch of male tubers? So what? Bitch, if that's what you want to do, then do it! Even if I don't consider the people that would suddenly start spreading negativity, wouldn't there be people who don't express anything but still feel discomfort? Then they don't need to watch the stream. You stream plenty of other shit. Like, girl. Is the answer to just ignore all of that and just do whatever I want? Yes, because it is literally your space. It is your space to do what you want to do. No, don't back down. Don't you dare back down. I think so. Those feelings are inherently selfish and creepy. I don't think you should hold yourself back just because the minority feels that way. Exactly. What about your own feelings? I can't just ignore the fact that I might be upsetting people or causing discomfort. Yes, you can. Like I said, those feelings are for selfish reasons. There's no reason why you should prevent yourself from doing something you want to do because of it. End of discussion, bitch. Don't keep pushing back. He said what he said. He said you should not hold yourself because of other people's selfish feelings. You shouldn't. Period. End of conversation. We're deading it, girl. Now I'm all mad. You should think about yourself more. It's literally your space, homie. That's what I should be saying. Yes, bitch, so say it. Say it. You're not thinking about yourself. No, I've thought about myself enough. Makoto notices the pained look on my face and immediately calms herself down. Sorry, this probably isn't the most pleasant conversation for you. No, don't apologize. I think it's better to have this conversation. I've just been thinking about things lately. I want to meet new people and seek new opportunities in the future. So do it, bitch! Do it! But that might mean I put myself in a situation that would upset some people. Who cares? Upset those people! I totally get that and support that. Sorry, I didn't know if I have a clear answer for you. Yes, you do! Do what you want, boo-boo! And those who will not support you can leave, and you will find new people that will support you and not try to claim ownership to you. I can't. I just think as a viewer, the VTubers should be able to express themselves the way they want, and their fans will match and support that. Exactly. Like you said, it's impossible to appease everybody. So appease the people that you want to be in your space, homie. The people that bring you peace, love, and support. It would be ideal if people could be more empathetic and not lash out at VTubers because they don't like what they see. And also, if people didn't feel discomfort in the first place at something that's so normal as interacting with someone of the opposite gender. Exactly. Why are we having this conversation? But I don't think those are worth restricting yourself for. Exactly. 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 Listen to him. Listen to him. Makoto lets out a long sigh and she sinks to the back of her seat. Why can't things be simple? They can be, bitch. Just do what you want to do. Just do it. But just do it though. Just do it though. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, maybe. Don't say we. You. Maybe you're just making it more complicated than it needs to be, homie. Maybe you are. I get so mad. I wish somebody would tell me I couldn't do something to preserve their little fragile ass ego. I wish they would. I can't. I'm mad. I think it's great that you're opening up to the opportunities though. Not just with VTubers of the opposite gender, but collabing in general. I'm excited to see how fun those streams will be. Thanks. So would it bother you if I collaborated with a male Who cares? Who cares? You've literally known this man for less than a week. What's that meme going around? He is just a man. Hit him with your car. He does not matter. His selfish reasons do not matter. I mean, no matter how I feel, I don't want that to restrict any activities you do. Yes, that. Honestly, I'll probably feel a twinge of jealousy, but I wish I could just watch it without those feelings. You literally slept at her house, boy. Don't change your mind just because I said that. Don't worry, I still have a solid grasp of what I want to do. So do it! But you know, I would probably feel a bit jealous as well if you ever watch other female VTubers. What the hell? No, girl, that's not where this is not where we're at. It is 2023, girl. We are not doing this. We are not doing this. That man can watch whoever he wants to watch. We are not doing this. Eh? Mikoto quickly clears her throat. We are not. We are not. We are not doing petty jealousy. No, 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 no. We are not. I know it's a bit selfish to feel that way, but that's just how I naturally feel. Stop. Likewise, don't change your viewing habits because I said that. Don't worry about that. I already watch all your streams before anyone else's. Like, he's literally always there. He's literally helping you with your shit right now. Can you not? Jesus Christ. Good, good. I want you honorary status. I grant you honorary status as a Mana fan. Bitch, I'm literally doing your work for you. You better. Wait, was I not a Mana fan before? Anyway, she's changing the subject. Thinking about it, I'm not really looking forward to all the tiresome aspects of collabing. Having to put myself out there and getting to know people or asking to collab, I don't know. I don't really want to bother others. I think it's fine to stay to myself, but there are so many awesome people out there. I want to get to know them, so do it. But there are so many problems that come with it. I mean, that's just living life, girl. Get on it. Like worrying or taking into consideration comparative fame. Not that smaller VTubers are inferior, but okay, well, why'd you have to even start the sentence like that? But if I were to collab with a relatively lesser known one, it could bring unwanted hate towards them. So then just find people that are in your stature. Like, there's plenty of not small VTubers out there. Like, people saying they're just trying to leech off another person. And I could already... And I could also get people trying to ask me to collab because they're trying to get something out of me rather than wanting to get to know me. Just don't collab with someone you don't know. I mean, just don't. I'm sure there are lots of worries from their perspective as well. Yes, we know. I mean, I know. Other people don't know. It's fine. I wish I didn't have to worry about all that stuff. But you do. It's just a part of it. Girl. Yeah, that only sounds like a huge hassle. So is your relationship, but you're making it work, so... I'm sorry, my patience at like almost the 7-hour mark is very thin. It's so thin. I find myself asking why things just can't be simple and straightforward pretty often nowadays. That's just life, you child, you baby human being. You're like, what? Like 19, 20? Like, this is live. Jesus Christ. Let's just end this already. Hang in there. Don't worry. I'll find a balance between doing what I want and considering how my viewers feel. Yes, sure. I just have to think about things some more and actually see how I like doing things in the future. I have absolute confidence that you'll be able to find that balance. Take your time. The Mana fans will always be there for you. Thanks. I'm happy that we had this conversation. I honestly don't know if the right thing to be transparent about these kinds of ugly feelings. I mean, I honestly don't know if it's the right thing to be transparent about these kind of ugly feelings. No, it's great. But I think I'm glad we're both aware. I think so too. Maybe it's better if these kinds of things are left in our minds. But I want to be honest with myself. I think I might have read that wrong, but it's okay. But I want to be as honest with myself as possible. I want both myself and Mikoto to be able to accept all of me, all my ugliness, flaws, and mistakes, because apparently that's 99% of who you are anyway, right? Right? You're like 99% trash according to you? Do you want to get going now? Sure. my god, I don't know why I can't just stop. But I can't. So that's how it went, eh? Yoko-ne-san! Yeah, I'm happy for both of you. I really am. It seems like she's on the path to realizing how much she actually means to the people around her. Yeah, she's trying to become less of a dumbass. Hope you realize that same lesson as well. I'll get there someday. Dumbass. To think that she went through all that by herself. She's a strong person, isn't she? Not according to her. For sure, and I think she just recently learned one of the greatest strengths of all. What's that? The strength to rely on others! Woo! It sounds a bit contradictory, doesn't it? Not really, not when you're 68 and you've been there, done that. You think that a strong person wouldn't have to rely on others, right? Nope, I do not think that. But not being able to rely on others can actually be a sign of weakness, not strength. You remember that one anime that we used to watch on television as kids? One of the lines was something along the lines of, "No person can stand alone." I'm surprised you remember that. Well, you could say it stuck with me. Despite personally growing out of anime, I don't think I've grown out of a lot of the messages that they taught. It's not any less than any other non-anime movie with an important message or themes that teach people shit, like... But I get that people look down on anime because it's, quote, cartoons for children, but whatever. But anyway, I think it's true. Forming bonds and leaning on each other are a part of what makes us human. These bonds can be a part of our personal strength. Is that why the power of friendship always wins in anime? Yes. I guess so. Either that or the writers are lazy and don't know how to resolve it any other way. Wow, it's like that though. I'd rather we find our strength through our own power and bonds rather than some poorly written cop-out. So I'm going to hope that real life isn't some garbage anime. Wow! Yo, where's this coming from? And you literally went through this whole 7-hour thing with me and you still think that shitty way? You still think that leaning on others is a less valid way to be strong? You little baby bitch. I can hear Yoko Ne-san's laughing through the phone. Can you slap him for me? I think if this was you from before you met Makoto, you would have preferred a cheap cop-out as an easy way out. I think so too. Can't say it still isn't tempting though, you little bitch baby. I'm sure the answers will come to you in time, and when they do, it'll be all the more rewarding that you took this path. I sure do hope so, because I'm a little bitch baby. Honestly, I'm already grateful I took this path. The experiences I've had, the things I've learned, the bonds I've made with Makoto, I truly am grateful. Speaking of which, are you going to confess to Makoto? Oh my god. How much more? I mean, she probably already knows. Oh, sure, let's just go that way. I don't want to rush it either, especially with how I developed a lot of my feelings because of an unhealthy obsession. I can't say I fully understand your feelings, but I feel like you're really underselling the value of the experience you've had with Makoto thus far. I mean, but why is she trying to rush him anyway? Like, they literally met less than a week ago. Like, chill. They have time. Can you really say that the feelings you have aren't largely because you actually do love her? It's been less than a week. It takes a long time to actually get to know and love someone. I believe in infatuation at first sight, not love at first sight. Let's be clear. Like, no, honey. You do not need to rush him. I don't know. Can this even be considered love? A lot of it was from a one-sided obsession born out of an admiration and insecurity. I don't think that's how meaningful relationships are supposed to be formed. Like, how is he the one being more mature about this right now? What is even love anyway? I barely know how I'm supposed to feel. I think we'll be up all night if we try to define that. I don't know if we can ever get to a point where we can fully understand our own feelings. Even if we did, I'm not sure if we would be able to accurately put them into words. You'll just have to think really hard about what she means to you. What she means to me. At the very least, You aren't just thinking about being validated by being with her, right? Can't say I've completely overcome those feelings, but I think I could say I like her for reasons past that. I like everything about her. She's an incredible person in so many ways. Maybe it doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. I don't think there's a right way that relationships are supposed to be formed. I don't agree with that. Some things being deserving, same with being deserving of someone's love. I agree with that. It's not like you do something specific and are suddenly deserving of someone's affection. I guess I'm making it sound really complicated. What I'm trying to say is that you trust her and want to be with her. Isn't that pretty clear that she wants to be with you as well? Isn't that in itself fine? I mean, she says she wants me to walk the same path as her. I'm not sure if she means but I'm not sure if she likes me romantically. If she didn't, then what would our friendship become if I were to just confess to her? I can hear Yoko Nesan let out a big sigh. I can't say your fears are completely unreasonable. Stop pushing him! Let the babies take their time. Goddamn. What, you want him to pop out a baby so you could be an aunt? Like, chill. I guess there isn't really a need to rush things. Exactly, Yoko Nesan, chill. You two can't afford to take the time to figure out your feelings. Exactly. They still got college too and shit. Like, chill. But at the same time, make sure to use this time of your life well. For me, the time I spent at college was dazzling, but ephemeral. I spent a lot of time goofing off and chasing after things that I shouldn't have. So make sure you think about things, alright? Yes, understood. I do remember when you were going off to college, you were talking about how you were going to have the time of your life and meet a wonderful boyfriend. I did, didn't I? I don't think I ever found exactly what I was looking for, but I don't regret how things turned out. I think I'm a better person overall because of it. Sorry, I didn't notice. I was just a dumb kid back then. You're still a dumbass kid. I wish I could have supported you in some way if you were going through your own struggles. People are always going through their own struggles. Thanks, Shouma, but you already did a lot for me. Just continue being a great person that you are, okay? Just doing that gives me a whole lot of strength. So don't feel bad about it. And maybe I can tell you about it when the time is right. Yeah, sure. I would love that. Is there anything I can help you with going forward? Though, if it's relationship advice, I'm not sure how much I'd be able to give. Haha, I'm sure you'd be giving some interesting advice. I really do appreciate that you're reaching out, but I think I know what I have to do moving forward. I don't think I'm ready for a relationship yet. Maybe it's bad to say that considering I'm pretty much in my mid-late 20s, and a lot of my friends are already starting to get married. There are a lot of things that I want to get sorted before I feel like I'm ready to actively pursue a relationship. I'm insecure about a lot of things. I don't feel like I'm where I need to be financially and career-wise. I feel you, girl! There are aspects of my appearance that I want to improve. Ooh, feel you less there, girl. There are some mental and emotional struggles I want to overcome first. I'm on the fence about that one. There are so many things I have to sort out. Life is just so busy and hectic right now. Honestly, listing it off like this makes it seem like I might never reach a point where I feel like I'm ready. You're already such an amazing person, though. Yeah, we get it. Everyone has low self-esteem. Ha ha ha, blah, blah, blah. Thanks. But don't worry, I'm working through the things that I can immediately grasp and address. If someone I end up really liking would come into my life and accept me for how I am right now, then that would be ideal. But I'm not going to rely on that. I'm going to work through the hurdles in front of me right now and create that opportunity for myself when I'm ready. I'm sure you'll find a relationship with someone who accepts and loves you. I mean, maybe. It doesn't happen for everyone. There's no way that you don't. I hope so. Otherwise, I'll never hear the end of it from our parents. Very true. Yokone and I chuckled to ourselves. By the way, did you want to get dinner with us? Maybe tomorrow, so that you can meet Makoto? Are you sure? I would be happy to, but I know you two are busy with VTuber stuff, and I kind of want you two to have some alone time together. It's fine. Makoto says she wants to meet you as well. Alright, just let me know tomorrow then. Isn't tomorrow... Sounds good. I'm going to head off for tonight then. Talk to you tomorrow. Yep, see you tomorrow. I hang up my phone and fall back down on my bed. I really am fortunate to have such great people around me. I know I shouldn't think like this, but it really makes me think that I'm not someone deserving of them. Okay, at the very least, I guess it makes me more motivated to become that kind of person who's deserving of their love. Not that you need to be deserving to receive it. Yokone is going through a lot of her own struggles because she is a human being, and that makes complete sense, you little selfish little prick. It's really amazing that she's been able to support me despite her own issues because she loves you. Maybe once this is all over, I'll try to reach out to her more and give back to her. Sure. What Makoto means to me, eh? I mean, how can I even begin to describe that? I can't even begin to explain the feelings I have whenever I spend time with her. I can never say for certain, but I'm confident that I wouldn't have fallen for her even if I hadn't known that she... What? There's too many negatives in this. I can never say for certain, but I'm confident that I would have fallen in love with her even if I hadn't known that she was Mana. Jesus Christ. Even if she doesn't think so, I think she's beautiful, kind, and strong person. She inspires me to become a better version of myself and to confront my problems. Maybe I should just wait until after the anniversary. We'll both kind of focus on that for now. I'll just get ready to sleep. God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. They probably will cover the anniversary, won't they? They probably will. There's no way they don't. Do you think they'll cover the dinner with the sister? It's been 7 hours. I went into this thinking this would be 3 or 4 hours. Oh my God. I find myself once again ringing the doorbell to Makoto's place. Almost as if it become my daily routine. Maybe because you've been here every damn day. Oh my God. The familiar sight of Makoto coming out to open the gate plays out in front of me. I think I would have gotten used to the sight of Makoto without having my heart race, but that isn't the case. Morning! Hey! Makoto gives me a warm smile before leading me into her house. I mean, at this point, I have to make this a 2-parter, so then by the time y'all see the second part, it wouldn't have been a whole straight 7 or 8 hours for y'all. It would have been, like a chunk of 3 hours, another chunk of, 3.5 hours. Makoto takes a seat at her chair and turns it towards me as I take my seat on the floor. So did you get to talk with Aika last night? Yep, we talked for hours. We caught up on everything and a lot of things. It was really nice. I was actually afraid I wouldn't be able to wake up in time this morning since we talked into the night. Well, you don't seem any more tired than usual. But I think your eyes have gotten a bit more life to them recently. You're probably imagining things. Maybe she's right, but she's definitely showing a lot more life in general compared to before. I can tell she's smiling a lot more. It makes me really happy to see. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, my sister says she's free to eat dinner with us tonight. Oh, awesome. I really want to meet her. I think she's gonna love you. We'll see, but we have a lot to work on and do until then. I think I'll finish by dinner time since Aika offered to help with some of the work. Oh, thank God. ... I also just realized I'm totally covering his expressions. I feel like you would probably rather see his expressions than in the text, right? I'll just be here for the rest of the time. I am so sorry. That's great. I'm really happy for you two. What's all that about? It's nothing. So, what do you have for me today? Can you read through my submitted fan letters and pick out the ones I'll read on stream? Hold on. That sounds pretty important. Are you sure I should be the one to pick them out? Yeah, it makes it more interesting. When I read them on stream, I'll be able to show my live, natural reactions. And I trust that you'll pick out some good ones. You don't think that I'll pick out some embarrassing ones for you to read? Do it and see what happens. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, you won't. We'll see. Don't say I didn't warn you. Makoto gives me a sly smile before turning her chair and navigating through some windows on her computer. Send me your email so that I can give you access to the forum and responses. Oh, sure. I pull out my phone to send Makoto my email address. After a few seconds, Makoto picks up her phone and responds to the notification. She starts typing on her keyboard. There, I've given you access. By the way, Show House 35, that's the name you go by on the internet? Isn't that taken from your real name? I recognize it from my streams. Huh? You're lying. But I don't type in chat that much. But you sent some super chats before, right? Yeah, but I don't think I've sent too many, and it's not like I said anything notable. Oh yeah? Do you want me to recite some of the things you said? Ah, stop! I don't remember what I said in the past. I don't want to remember. Ha ha ha, sorry. I'll hope you'll continue to support me as you always have. Well, he's supporting you way more than he always has. But I feel like I haven't really done much. That's not true. And regardless of how much you did, I think it's enough for you just to be here with me. Heh, asking for a lot there, aren't we? But I can do that, gladly. Makoto returns one last smile before turning to her computer and to get started on her work. Open my laptop and log onto my email. I see the email that informs me that I've been giving access to Mana's fan letter form. Wow, there's a lot here. I guess I can kind of see why the work needed to be split. This would have taken Makoto forever. I'm not sure if I have time to go through all of these. I guess I can quickly filter out the non-serious responses. VTuber Connect. I spent the next few hours looking at various fan letters covering about every type of response I could think of. There were plenty of funny jokes, heartfelt words of support, and thankful comments. Fortunately, I didn't really see any unpleasant responses, but there were some that seemed uninspired, that I could tell that the person was just trying to make a joke without really caring. Overall, the responses were overwhelmingly positive and supportive of Mana. I ended up picking about 10 messages that I really connected with, and I feel Makoto would be happy to hear, plus one extra. I look over to Makoto to see her busy at work within a video editing software I'm unfamiliar with. I don't really want to distract her. I guess I'll just sit back and watch her work. I lean back against the wall of the room and start to observe Makoto. She really is talented, isn't she? Even if she herself doesn't think so. It's hard for anyone to deny that she's put in the work she's put in to get as good as she has at so many things. I can see that even before meeting Makoto, just as Mana, she was someone who was amazing in so many ways. But even someone like that can be going through their own internal struggle that they never show on screen. It really makes me wonder how many other VTubers that I watch could also be going through something similar. Some of them do share their struggles with their viewers, but many of them also might feel they shouldn't be burdening their viewers with their problems. Some might feel their stream is a place of positive vibes where people can escape from burdens that may tie them down outside of the stream. I don't think there's an objective right way to go about it, like there isn't a right way to stream. I don't even know how I should be approaching it as a viewer. It doesn't seem right to just assume that they might be going through some tough times when they themselves wouldn't want me thinking about that. But at the same time, I don't think I should be insensitive to their potential experiences as a human being. Maybe I'm thinking about it too hard. Is it as simple as just watch and enjoy, nothing more to it? No, I think that's disingenuous to the complexity of our experiences with media and people. There's nothing wrong with approaching streams like that, but there's definitely more to it than just immediately understood. The VTubers themselves, as well as everyone else in chat, are human beings like me. Like Yoko Ne said, we could all be lost in our life, figuring things out. Maybe the best thing to do is just be mindful of that and try to treat everyone as people. It seems so obvious, but it's easy to forget that there are humans behind those screens. My train of thought is interrupted as Makoto starts yawning and stretching her arms. She turns to me looking bereft of energy. Did you finish? Yeah, I picked out some I thought would be good to read on stream. I sent them to you through email. Awesome, thanks. Yeah, like literally only her left eye twitches and her right eye stays in. It's really weird. Say, can I make a selfish request? Sure, what is it? Makoto stands up from her chair and starts walking over to me. Once in front of me, she turns around to face her back to me and sits between my legs. Another massage, I'm guessing. She then leans back so that my body is supporting hers. Eh? I started panicking at the abruptness of Makoto's actions, unsure of what to do. I have a selfish request. Can you hold me? I just want to be like this for now. I place one arm around her shoulders and place the other hand to rest atop of Makoto's head. She looks like such a little boy. This looks like a BL if I didn't know better. How's that? That's perfect, thanks. Sorry about this. No, I like this as well. Makoto lets out a sigh so large that I'm afraid her soul might leave her body. I've been so tired. We might been through a lot the last couple of days. I guess she's been trying to stay strong through everything. You've done an amazing job so far. It's not like the work I've done and the anniversary. It's everything that's happened in the past, as well as fear of the future. I'm afraid of the future as well. I don't know if things will get better, but all we can do is face it together, right? Heh, that's where you're supposed to tell me that the things will definitely get better. Oh, heh, this is where you're supposed to tell me that things will definitely get better. Would you believe me if I said that? Probably not, but I'd appreciate it anyway. Heh, alright, things will definitely get better. Heh, thanks. Sorry for being so weak and selfish. You're not. I am. Look at me right now. I should be able to take everything on, but here I am, having to ask you to comfort me. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to face everything alone. Even if this is the only thing I can provide for you, then let me help you. Thanks. This feels nice. I might start asking for this more often. Be my guest. We stayed quiet, simply appreciating each other's presence and the warmth of human contact. I wish I could freeze this moment in time so that I can stay like this with Makoto forever. This may just be a fleeting moment in time, but this mere grain of sand in my life means more to me than I can express in words. Shouma? Yeah, I'm here. Is this really okay? Yeah, I think so. I'll stay here for as long as it takes to convince you that it is. So, forever? Well, if that's what it takes. Nah, there's still so many things that need to be done. But at the very least, let me stay like this for a little while. I can feel Makoto completely relax her body, using only me as a support for her upper half. She closes her eyes and places her hand right below mine. She looks completely burnt out. All the labor required of her, as well as the emotional energy that she's expended the past few days, must be taking its toll on her. Hey, Shouma? Yeah? Why are some people so cruel? I don't know. Why don't you ask yourself that since you're such a cruel person? I'm sorry. What do you mean? Did something happen? There were some comments about me that I read online. Why are you doing that? We have so much work to do! People are saying negative things? About what? I know there was some negative reaction somewhere, but I only usually see positive opinions. It's not too difficult to find negative comments if I go digging. Well, first of all, whether it be in unmoderated communities or just on some far corner of social media. People in most of the big communities won't express any negative thoughts because there are consequences. Some show their true thoughts when given complete anonymity and have an conscience taken away. But why? There will always be people who are dissatisfied. Do you have to go searching for those kinds of opinions? I don't know. I just don't want to upset people, even though I know that's impossible. I know I shouldn't be looking at those comments, but I don't know. Some of my viewers are there. I just get curious. Maybe because I'm seeking validation. Some of my viewers are just completely obsessed over what I do. I don't really know why. I'm just a messed up girl. Don't say that. You have so much more value than that. No, I really am just messed up. Because of people's obsessions, they react strongly to every little thing I do. Some just straight up express their love for me. Others just completely spiteful or misconstrue any action because of their entitlement. Seems you're aware, but somehow that's not enough. I don't think you can have it both ways. You know how I ended the karaoke stream early because of what happened? Yeah. Well, instantly people started saying extremely negative things about me. That I don't care about my viewers at all if I would just end the stream all of a sudden like that without explaining anything. And maybe that I'm just a self-centered person that will use streaming as a convenient way to manipulate people into giving me a quick buck and take a break whenever I want. What? People are actually saying that? How can they even come to those kinds of conclusions? That's not even the end of it. There are so many other comments that assume stuff about me. Some seemingly do it out of parasocial obsession, like they can't go on without me streaming every day and will be upset if I don't stream. That's their personal problem. That's not your problem. That's their problem. Some might just hate me and will grasp at any chance to dox me or try to twist narratives to make me look bad. That's just so wrong. I mean, it happens to all people in the spotlight. You think Angelina Jolie is out there looking at hate comments and hate mail and obsessing over it? Or Beyonce, for that matter? I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. But I just feel like they aren't. They focus on what they need to do what they need to do, have the support of their family and friends. They don't be spiraling because of some few randos on the internet. Like, come on, girl. But again, she is very young and blew up very fast without like proper emotional maturity and shit like that. Like, it's no wonder, to be honest. But yeah, it's like I'm not a person to them, so why would you even bother? I don't know. Makoto suddenly punches out into the empty air in front of her. Why are some people like this? Just because they are. Just as there are like people that are super nice, there are just people that are super mean. It just is what it is. How can they be so cruel? Can't people just try and be nice? I mean, didn't you just say you're not a nice and kind person? And it's not just as easy as just be. I'm only human. I have feelings too. Makoto's hand slowly falls back to her side as if she used up the remaining reserves of her energy. I really don't think you should go out to dinner with a sister, especially if you're in a spiral. I think you just need to chill, girl. People say it all the time. If you want to make it as a streamer, you have to be thick-skinned and be ready to handle negativity. But it still hurts me. Well, don't go seeking it out. Like you literally are seeking it out. Like, I don't understand. No matter how hard I try to be indifferent about what people say, I can never fully bring myself to do that. So then don't seek it out. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm just weak. There's no way that it's your fault. Anyone would be affected by negativity. That's true. Most people are. It's awful that people say those things in the first place. It's just too cruel. I mean, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this. Come on, why are you the one apologizing? Well, I didn't write hateful messages, but I'm guilty of forming my own obsession and pushing my own expectations onto you. That's different. I get that there are some things that people do naturally without any ill intent. But there are others that just completely disregard having any ounce of empathy. Makoto lets out another big sigh. I know I should focus on the positive parts of the community, but it's just so hard sometimes. Maybe one day, those people will come to understand. Even if they don't, there are still so many people that support you. Exactly. Yeah, I think I'll be okay, as long as I don't have to face it by myself. Oh, but what happened to being strong on your own, being the best way to be strong? You're not alone. Thanks. Yeah. Hey, Shouma? Yeah, I'm scared. What are you scared about? About a lot of things. What if I can't meet everyone's expectations? You can't! We keep talking about this. I get it. Things can't be resolved in one conversation. But I'm also like not in this moment with you. Like, can we get broader strokes? Jesus Christ. How are we having the same conversation over and over and over again? What if I end up hurting more people? You will. We talked about this. What if people just continue to be heartless? And they will! Maybe you just shouldn't be a VTuber. Maybe you need to find something else to bring you purpose in life. Maybe you need something else, cause honey, there's so much that I still need to do and work on. How am I supposed to do it all? You're not. Will I ever be truly able to call myself a happy person? Probably not. Will I ever be able to give back the kindness that so many people have shown me? I mean, not with that attitude. There are so many things that I don't know, so many things that I worry about. I have so much uncertainty about how things are going to turn out, and I have no idea what unforeseen events can happen. Oh, what? You can't see the future? That's so weird and unique to just you. Everyone else in the world can see the future. What do you mean you have no idea what unforeseen events can happen? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be mocking her. That's why I'm scared. Sorry, I don't have a good answer to those questions. Honestly, I'm scared as well. Also, is he crying? I feel like he's crying. I've been having so much anxiety recently about the future and how my current self will be equipped at all to handle anything. Even right now, I don't think I'm ready to continue trying to take the necessary steps forward. Unfortunately, life doesn't seem to care if we're ready or not. Nope. Yep, cruel, isn't it? Nope, it's just is what it is. I don't think it's cruel. I think just time marches forward. It's not cruel, it's apathetic. But even so, it might not be all that bad, like right now. Thanks for this. I think I needed it as well. Heck, we could switch places if you want. No, I think I'm fine like this, being able to support you. I've been unsure of what I can provide for you. I know you've already told me multiple times that it's enough for me just to be here, but I want to be able to do more for you. I wish I knew the answers or what the right thing to say to you, but I'm not even sure about myself. My insecurity eats away at me. I'm afraid you'll realize how worthless I am and leave me. I know I shouldn't think like that, but it's the thought in the back of my mind that haunts me. I try to sound confident and supportive, but maybe I'm just desperate to prove my worth. The reason I want you to hold me like this isn't because I'm just looking to be held by anybody. I want you to hold me and be with me. I've mentioned this before, but you've done more for me than I think I could ever repay back, even if you might not know it. You're someone special to me, and just by being here supporting me, I feel like I'm able to face tomorrow, as well as the rest of the future. Oh, but when that one person said it, you were like, I can't be your freaking light of hope. You need to do that shit yourself. I'm sorry. I'm still salty about it. I don't think I'll ever get over it. Not until she apologizes to that person for shutting them down. I don't think I'll ever get over it. So please don't feel insecure about your worth to me. Although every time he says you are of worth to him, you shut him down. I'm sorry, I can't. You don't have to prove anything. I value Shouma for all that he is. You're someone special to me. Thanks, you're someone special to me as well. Much of the tension that I was feeling starts dissipating. I'm not sure if I'll ever fully shake off my feelings of insecurity or ever stop asking myself if it's really okay for someone like me to be with her. But I think that's okay. One more thing, yeah? I'm sorry for telling you that you'll never come to understand me. You don't have to apologize. You were right. Don't say that. You understand enough for me to be happy. I've been thinking about it, and I realized that the one who didn't understand me was myself. Shocker. I don't even know if it's truly possible to fully understand myself, let alone understanding me or me understanding other people. I don't think that it's fully possible, but that's okay, I think. Maybe trying by itself is enough. It's literally what the sister said. This is just so much, I get it. You've said it through 3 or 4 characters at this point. We get it. Oh my god. If just trying is enough, then it sure doesn't feel like it a lot of the time. But at the same time, there are moments where I felt happy that people try to understand me. So thank you for that. Heh, that's what I should be saying. You could both say it. Just both say thank you and move on. Another thing I've realized. Please. Please release me. I've never really fully understood you either, despite my best attempts. Sorry about that. You literally just told him it was okay for him not to understand you fully, and then you turn around not a second later and then apologize for not fully understanding. I can't. Oh my god, this is exhausting. But I can, and I will. We will get to the end of this. Because I refuse to not see the ending. Come on, you don't have to apologize. I'm glad that you try. But still, you literally just... Nope. Maybe it ended up working out. I don't understand your feelings because of that. Sorry. Maybe it ended up working out. I didn't understand your feelings, but because of that, we ended up like this, which I can be glad for. Yeah, I couldn't have predicted any of this either. It reminded me that I really don't understand any of the other Mana fans either. You keep surprising me with your views as a fan, and I continue to wonder why I get the support I get. That's all the more reason that I'm thankful that I've been given this opportunity and level of support despite my inability to understand. So thanks again. Of course, I'm sure I'm able to speak for the rest of the Mana fans as well when I say this. We'll always be here for you. My throat is starting to hurt. I pull Makoto closer to me and close my eyes. Appreciating each other's presence and warmth, sharing our vulnerabilities, accepting and being accepted. How can I describe what I'm feeling? All I can say for sure is that I wish we could stay like this forever. After some time, I feel Makoto perk her head up. Should we get going now? Isn't it near the time we agreed to meet your sister? I think we still have some time, but I guess we should get there first so she doesn't have to wait for us. Alright, let's get ready to go then. I wait for Makoto to get up so that she's no longer leaning on me, but she doesn't move. I think you need to get off me first. I'm having trouble finding the motivation to get up. Help. Push her. Eh? What am I supposed to do here? Push her. I don't know. Do something. Push her. I contemplate for a moment before deciding on something I might regret. I place my hands on Makoto's waist and start tickling her. Makoto immediately makes a sound that I've never heard from her before and jumps up. She turned around, her face red with what I assume is both anger and embarrassment. You really want to get smacked, don't you? Even if it will make her angrier, I'm able to contain my laughter at her reaction. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'll accept my punishment. What should it be? Maybe I'll have you commit seppuku. Or maybe I'll ban you from my stream. Whoa. I'll take the seppuku, thank you very much. Huh? Wouldn't you not be able to watch my stream if you were dead? It's about the message. Sure, okay, let's go before I actually decide to smack you. Yes, ma'am. I have mixed feelings about whether or not I want to sit here and read like 30 minutes of them talking to the sister or not. Or just be like, wow, that was a great dinner. Makoto and I arrive at the restaurant a bit earlier than agreed upon time. After calling my sister to inform her that we're here, Makoto and I grab a table. I'm kind of nervous. Pretty sure that'll go away once you meet her. She's pretty easy to talk to. And I'm not just saying that because I grew up with her. She's able to make friends pretty easily. I see. What about you then? We don't talk about that. Makoto and I chat for a bit before I notice Yokone coming over to our table. Sorry I'm late. I got caught up in some traffic. No, you're fine. We didn't wait that long. Yokone gasps as soon as she notices Makoto. Hello. You must be Shouma's sister. Yokone immediately takes a seat next to Makoto and starts embracing her. What? You're Makoto? You're so much more adorable than I expected. Sorry, I don't typically hug people right after I meet them, but I know you and Shouma have been through a lot. Just call me Yoko. No need for any formalities. Makoto is startled by the sudden smothering of affection. She's flailing her arms, unsure what to do. After a few seconds, Yoko-ne lets go of Makoto. If there's anything I can help you with, please don't hesitate to ask. Thanks? Yoko-ne, you're scaring her. Hehe, sorry. I really do want to thank you though, Makoto. You've done so much for Shouma. I really can't thank you enough. He's the one who's done so much for me, and I should thank you as well for being a pillar of support for him. You don't have to thank me, I'm his sister. I'm just doing what a sister does! Well, Shouma has clung to me ever since he was a little boy. This is false, more like you dragged me everywhere with you. Makoto, why don't I tell you about the times that Shouma clung to me when we were young? Stop. Interesting, tell me more. You too, don't encourage her. Well, there was this time Shouma and I went to... Yoko-ne began telling stories of our childhood with the context that I was always attached to her. She would conveniently leave out the parts where I would be forced to tag along. All my objections were immediately shot down, as expected. This continued for a bit until we got our food. Wow, Shouma, you were a clinky kid, weren't you? You're having the time of your life right now, aren't you? Makoto burst out laughing, almost choking on the bite that she was swallowing. Yoko-ne seemed to be amused at Makoto's disregard for keeping up appearance as I was. Even now, he's still like that. He always wants me to pat his head. What other lies are you going to tell? I'm not surprised. Even today, just before I arrived, he tried to get physical and intimate with me. First of all, why would you put it that way? Second of all, you were the thirsty ass hoe who wanted him to hold you, not the other way around. Don't be lying about my man, but don't be lying about him. Why are you saying that in a way that's so easily misunderstood? Come on, Shouma, you need to control yourself. You two are having way too much fun. Hehe, sorry. It really does make me happy to see how far you've come, though. Just over a week ago, you would scoff at trying to meet new people. But now, I can tell you and Makoto have really come a long way together. Trauma bonding. But also, it's a little... Never mind. It also feels like you two can take on anything together. I think we're a long ways from reaching that point. Yeah, I'm not sure either of us know exactly where to go from here. Nothing wrong with that. You're both smart, kind people. I'm sure the answers will come to you in time. I sure hope so. If it makes you feel better, I'm still figuring things out myself. Doesn't. Is that supposed to make us feel better or worse? Most people would think that working adults have their lives figured out. Maybe some do out there. But I have my fair share of clinging to the past and wandering aimlessly. It's just that as an adult, I'm expected to use most of my day doing things to try to prove for myself while I also figure things out. That sounds depressing. Haha, sorry, it's not all bad. You don't have to worry about that though. There are plenty to appreciate in the current moment. That's true. Shouma, could you give us a few minutes? There's something I want to talk to Makoto about. Oh, sure. Guess I'll use the restroom. Thanks, it won't take long. I get up from the table and make my way to the restroom. I wonder what she wanted to talk to Makoto about. I guess there's no point in thinking about that. I'm sure there are plenty of things they could talk about that they wouldn't want me hearing. After a few minutes, I make my way back to the table. Makoto and Yoke... Sorry, y'all. This is exhausting. Makoto and Yoko-ne are both smiling. Are you two done, or should I walk around? You're good. You can sit down. I assume you're not going to tell me what you talked about. Definitely not. Yeah, I figured. It wasn't much. Let's just call it some girl talk. Right. Hee. Well, I think I have to get going soon. I know it's been short, but I got some things to take care of. That's alright. Thanks for coming. It was nice to meet you. Aw, you as well. I'll be leaving town tomorrow, so it might be a bit until I see you two again. Shouma, Makoto, I know life can be tough, but I truly believe that our greatest strength as people is the connections we make and the bonds we form with others. Neither of you are alone. Please don't forget that. Thanks. We won't forget. Great. Now both of you, give me a hug before I go. Yoko-ne gives each of us a hug before going to pay the bill. After paying, she said one last goodbye to us before leaving. Your sister's quite the character. She is, isn't she? Here and gone like a storm. Do you want to get going? Sure. Back to your place? Is there still work that needs to be done? No, there's a few things I need to rehearse, but I can do them on my own time tonight. Overall, we're basically done. Oh, that's great then. Yeah, want to stop by the beach before you head back? Sure. Thanks, let's go. Makoto and I walk across the shore, the sounds of the ocean waves in the air. Stars decorate the night sky. The night sky really is beautiful here, isn't it? Yep, that's why I love taking walks here at night. I actually took inspiration for the design of Mana here. I was actually guessing that was the case. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's particularly unique, but when I look at the sky, there are so many beautiful stars out there. They all have varying degree of brightness, and there are also so many out there that aren't visible to the naked eye. But I think that's okay. We all find meaning in our lives in our own way, and we also assign meaning to things in our own way. People find it in themselves to assign meaning to even the dimmest of stars. Not every star has to be as bright as those that make up the most well-known constellations. Again, you say these things, which I think are coming from the writer, but they're not coming from the character. Like, with her depression and low self-esteem, and the fact that, like, she keeps saying her friend should have made it and not her, like, I don't think this should be coming from her. It just seems very hand up and disingenuous to, like, how they've been portraying her, if that makes sense. I mean, that's just me personally. I know she's a made-up character, but I feel like sometimes if characters really deviate from, like, this established, like, personality, it just kind of feels extra fake. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. There's someone out there that'll notice that lonely star even in the deepest corner of the sky. I became Mana in hopes that I could be a star that people can find hope and happiness in, no matter how bright I shine. Or not bright. And that maybe I can eventually become a star that's able to shine bright. And maybe I can find my own meaning. And you know what? I think I was able to find it. I really am happy to hear that. I'm really living in the current moment as a VTuber. VTubers have only recently become a thing, and I have no idea what the future holds as one. This might just be a fleeting page in the entire story of my life. But right now, I love what I do and I want to keep doing it, despite all the hardships that come with it. It's not something I want to ever give up, even though I know it will have to end eventually. Even when I no longer shine, I want people to know that I'm still out there, somewhere in the night sky, doing my best. I want people to remember that I was someone that was able to bring at least a little bit of hope and happiness in their lives. Even though if you tell me I do that, I will shoot you down. I'm sorry, I'll never get over it. The connections that we form, the happiness that we share, the memories that we create. VTubing really is amazing, isn't it? It really is. Despite all the hardships and negative thoughts and feelings that can come from VTubing, for both the VTuber and the fans, I don't regret my experience at all. There's just something special about it that lets me unabashedly and wholeheartedly enjoy and support someone. There's an unfiltered sentimentality and heart at the core of VTubing that just feels so natural. This truly is a love letter to VTubing. Yeah, you're completely right. People are brought together by similar interests, and VTubers are able to express themselves in a way that they want. We're able to form so many different kinds of amazing connections. Excuse me. Whether it's between VTubers and viewers, or between viewers. We're all able to come together and become something greater. We're able to accomplish amazing things. Makoto walks forward to the water and reaches out towards the night sky. She stares out at the infinite array of stars and for a few seconds before turning back to me. Hey Shouma, yeah? I really do love VTubing. Yeah. There's something I want to tell you and ask of you, but let me save it for after the anniversary stream. Will you hear me out tomorrow after the stream at this location? Of course. Thanks. I need to head back so I can do some final checks and rehearsing. Good night, Shouma. Good night. Makoto returns one last smile for the night before heading back towards the direction of her place. I think I've been able to find my own meaning as well, Makoto. Tomorrow is when it all happens, eh? Oddly, I'm not feeling as nervous as I was before. I take one last look at the beach before turning to head back to my apartment. Right now, I can only look back at the events of last week with gratitude. My life really has been turned upside down, but I've been able to find someone truly precious to me. Oh my god, I just realized I stream tomorrow. I hope I have a voice. But this should be done soon. Konmana, it's your shining star in the night sky, Mana Orion. I'm back. Did everyone miss me? I thought so. It's been an incredibly hectic past few days. It feels like I went on an odyssey and I finally returned home. You can say that again. I was able to learn a lot of things, both about myself and about others, and just about life in general as well. What happened? The details aren't important. The most important thing is that I'm here and I'm doing well. But anyway, welcome to my first anniversary. I can't believe it's already been a year. Whether you've been here since beginning or you just recently joined, thank you for being here and supporting me. You guys have made this into something unforgettable for me. I hope that one day I can give back even a little bit of what everyone has given me. So I have a lot of stuff planned for today. I guess the first thing would be what you guys might have already noticed. We have new badges. I wanted to make this 1 year badge look really special, so I hope everyone likes and looks forward to getting it. Thank you, Ina Mama, for the designs. Something tells me you've all noticed my new emotes as well. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's because you guys are all spamming them. Yep, there are a few emotes added as well. Also by Ina Mama. Thank you. I hope you guys like them. So before I go into any other things I have planned for today, I want to talk about some stuff. This might be a bit sudden, but it's also important, so please hear me out. Let me tell you guys a bit of a story about a star in the night sky. There was once a lonely girl. The girl didn't shine. Every time she tried getting close to others, she would just end up hurting them. There wasn't really anything redeeming about her. She was ugly, mean, weak, and always unhappy and tired. Oh dear. She didn't want to be like that. She wanted to be someone that could shine. One that could be happy about her own existence. But despite her efforts, she struggled to change. There was just too many things about herself that she was unsatisfied with. One night, she had looked up in the night sky and saw the beauty of the countless stars. She thought, if only I could shine like that. Then she was given a chance to change. She was given the ability to transform into a new star at night. This new star would be the one that shined. It would be the one that others could look up to. It would be a self that she could be happy with. At first, there weren't very many people that would find it in the night sky or pay it any mind. But slowly, this star started to grow brighter and people started to look towards it for light. As more people looked towards it and believed in it, the star grew brighter and brighter, and eventually it became one of the brightest stars in the night sky. It was happy time for the girl. She thought that she was finally making progress to becoming the self that she wanted to be. Unfortunately, that happiness did not last. She found herself overwhelmed by the responsibilities that came with being a star. Maybe she had grown too fast. Maybe she would never have been ready for such responsibilities. Even as a star, she ended up hurting others, both her fellow stars and people that looked up to her. I mean, what people that you hurt looked up to you? Like, no one literally said anything about it. I'm sorry. If she continued to make the same mistakes even as a star, has she changed or grown at all? Was she just lying to all the people that looked up to her? That she was this ugly... Okay, can you stop being focused on the looks thing? It's kind of putting me off. Weak person all along. The girl ended up lost about what to do about both her human and star self. She thought maybe it would just be better to disappear. But despite the pitiful state that she was in and the pain she had brought to others, which again, a lot of that was in your own head, the very people that she had hurt or she thought she hurt were still looking towards her with love and kindness, even at her ugly human self. You are not ugly. Even though my man here keeps saying you look tired and implying that you look ugly. Ignore him. How could they still love and accept her despite what form she took? She didn't understand. She even tried pushing them away. But no matter what she did, they still smiled at her. They were happy about her entire existence. That girl didn't really know what to do. What could she do? If she continued existing and being with these people, she would just continue hurting them, despite her own love for them. But they just continued to accept her, and that they might get hurt. They told her that it's okay. They want to be with her anyway. I mean, they could hurt you too. Like, it's a two-way street. Finally, the girl gave in and accepted them. She was still weak, ugly, and mean. Oh dear. She would still hurt others. She might never find the answers to her problems. She might never become the self that she aspires to be. Things might never get better for her. But she wasn't alone anymore. She wasn't ever alone. Wasn't that the whole freaking point? Her problems didn't magically go away. She didn't suddenly become the self she wanted to be. But she now felt like she could continue taking steps forward. She never discarded her ability to transform into a star. That's something she still valued. It was her opportunity to be the self that she aspired to be. How was she as a star? Might not have been how she naturally was, but she continued becoming a star in hopes that one day she can truly become that greater self. So she continued taking steps towards the future. She didn't know where it would lead because no one does. But the people she values by her side, she felt ready for that uncertain future. Liar, you do not. And maybe one day she truly shined brighter than she ever imagined. The end. Makoto. How did everyone like this story? I see a lot of crying in the chat. That's just my awesome storytelling abilities, right? What happened to the girl? Who knows? The future is up to her to grasp. I wouldn't worry too much about her though. She'll be fine. You don't even believe that. The reason I told you this story is to show that stars aren't perfect. No one thought that. In fact, they're not much different than regular people in this story. They have their own struggles and circumstances, of course. They might shine bright at night, but they also might have sides to them that don't shine. I know it might be hard to tell because they're looked at from a distance, but the stars in the stories are individuals with their own hopes, dreams, and insecurities. They have feelings too. It's because of both the other stars and the people that look up to them that the girl was able to find a home in the sky that she valued. Let's all try our best to make our own night sky the best place we can. One other thing I wanted to talk about. People can really only look up to certain stars, and with some extra effort, maybe make their voice loud enough to be heard for a second. But that might be the extent to which people can make themselves individually known to the stars. Even though the stars might appreciate every single person that looks towards them, some stars just can't give the same attention back. That's just the extent of the star's ability, and I know that might be painful for some people that might seek individual specialized attention from a star. I believe that relationships are built on mutual interaction. Both parties have to be in on it, communicating on equal ground. If a relationship is built on a one-way viewing, is that really something that's intimate or deeply interpersonal? One party doesn't even know that the other exists, and the other might just be viewing one side that might not tell the entire story. That could very well be the same as one-sided worshiping on ideal. The relationship between a star and its viewers has its own value, but it's not the one that I think people should seek as a replacement for other types of relationships. Often the star can't possibly spend the time and effort needed to form intimate relationships with every individual that looks up at it. Sure, there might be a lot of nice people out there, and kindness is something that's invaluable, but contrary to what's depicted in a lot of media, I don't believe that just being nice alone makes you deserving of someone's feelings. There's a lot more to compatibility than just being nice, and it's impossible to know without interacting directly one-on-one. Sorry for being preachy, but I just felt like I had to say this. For all those people that wish for something more than just being able to look up at the stars, I don't condemn you for feeling that way, but what you're looking for very likely won't be found in the stars. I do hope that you eventually find what you're truly looking for, even if that might not be in the night sky. I know I said a bunch of stuff right now. I'm going to continue trying to be the Mana that I aspire to be and that everyone can find a little bit of light in. I don't think I'm quite there yet, but I hope that everyone will continue to accept and support me as I continue to work at it. There will be changes that come as I continue to grow. Not every change will make everyone happy. I can only do the best that I can to try to be the best version of myself that I can be. So that's exactly what I'll do. I'll do my best. This is only the start of my journey. Please continue to watch over me as I work to become a star that shines bright in my own way. So that's how she planned to do it. This is the Mana she wants to present and strive for. I know some people might be taken aback, since she said a lot of things that might come as a surprise for people that didn't want to hear. We basically never see her be vulnerable and open like this. Which is really weird to me to say like, oh, she's such a strong person, but if she's never shown any weakness or vulnerability to overcome, how did she show that she was strong? I don't know. But I believe in both Makoto and the Mana fans. It didn't take long for chat windows to be filled with messages of support and affirmation. Duh. People start spamming the Mana heart emote and eventually the entire chat window consisted of red hearts. Aw, stop it guys. I know I just asked for support, but don't show it. I really don't have the words to describe how thankful I am for how you all made this dream come true for me. Really, truly, thank you. Alright, enough of that serious talk. Let's go to actual fun stuff. Okay, so first off, we have a collection of clips that I put together that feature some highlights throughout the year. That you put together. I can actually see myself cringing at myself throughout the entire thing, but I know you all enjoy watching me squirm. Let me pull it up real quick. There we go. Okay, I'm good now. Can we just skip to the beach part? Can we be done with this? We get it. We get it. A video window appears on the screen showing a pause frame of Mana's debut screen. Wow, she actually decided to show this. I thought she'd just leave it out and scold me later for choosing a clip from her debut. Yes, this is from my debut stream. No, we're not rewatching the whole thing. Why are you guys laughing already? I haven't even shown anything. I'm probably going to regret showing this. Mana gives a loud, audible sigh. Alright, here we go. The video doesn't play for longer than 5 seconds before Mana pauses the video, closes her eyes, and turns her head in a visible display of pain. She starts growing in pain at seeing herself during her debut stream. Okay, just bear with it. Eventually, Mana was able to get through the debut stream clip, albeit with frequent pausing. The rest of the clips that followed were relatively smoothly, with plenty of laughs, embarrassment, and ironic self-praise from Mana. Looks like that was the last clip. What do you mean, looks like? You just said you put it together. Well, that was fun and painful, but fun. I just wanted to backseat past me the entire time while I was watching those clips. Like, you idiot, what are you saying? But past me was also cute and innocent, so I wanted to pat her on the head and give her some words of encouragement. Something like, ha, you're screwed, it only gets harder from here. Yeah, I'm sure past Mana would have really appreciated that. Man, it sure feels weird looking back at my past self. Oof, was it a year ago? Okay, next we have fan letter reading. I can't read through all of them, otherwise I'll be here until my 2nd anniversary. So I had some picked out. I haven't actually read through any of them, so I'll be reading and reacting live. First we have a letter from Triangular Turtle Tiger. No, are we literally actually gonna sit through a whole retelling of her debut? I mean, not, what am I saying? Are we actually gonna sit through a whole telling of her anniversary stream? This is my fault. I should just stop, but I don't want to. I just want my happy ending. I don't want to stop. Okay, let's do this. Thank you, Mana and fellow Mana fans, for a wonderful year of laughs and wonder. Your streams have been something I could always rely on for a time of heart and joy. It wouldn't have been possible without you. Here's to all the great memories that have been made, and also to another year of wonderful Mana streams. Oh, thank you. It wouldn't have been possible without all of you either. Let's make the next year even better than the first, yeah? Okay, next we have Mana continued to go through the letters that I had picked out. She reacted to every letter positively, her responses ranging from sly teasing to strong fondness. Last, we have a letter from Showhouse35. Koto might scold me for slipping my own letter in there, but I kind of wanted to let her know my own thoughts on her as Mana. Mana, meeting you has been the pivotal moment of my life, in more ways than one. These days have been filled with so much joy and laughter thanks to you. But amidst those moments of joy in life are also inevitable points of hardship and struggle. I've realized that there aren't easy answers to what life throws at us, but you've provided a place where we can all connect and make memories and have fun, despite what we might be going through. There might only be so much that I and the rest of the Mana fans can do for you during your own times of hardships. If the only thing we can provide in return is to be there for you and foster the community that you've created, then we'll do just that. Even if we don't understand you fully, and regardless of what the future holds, this will always be a place you can turn to, and we'll always be here to support you. And don't feel like you're undeserving of any of the support you get. I truly believe that it's not just what you've done, but also who you are and what makes you deserving of all the love and support that you get. You are not alone. Let's face the future together. Thank you. I was in a bit of a rush, so I'm not sure if I managed to get everything I wanted to say across. But I think I managed to say what I wanted to say as a Mana fan. Man, I wanted to get past the serious stuff, but we have Showhouse here being all sappy. I truly am so thankful and happy that you all gave me the chance to be a part of your life and make this dream come true. To have the chance to be able to share things that I love, to connect with all of you, to have been part of something greater that I could have ever had alone. Truly, I'm so thankful. I can hear Mana's voice start wavering towards the end. A sniffling can be heard through the stream audio. Is she gonna start crying on stream? Mana could be shaking her head. She sits up and opens her eyes. No, I'm not gonna cry. Stop it, guys. Alright, you guys are just being weird now, spamming those hearts. Come on, stop that. In response to Mano's emotional display, the chat once again fills with hearts and words of encouragement and affection. Alright, I'm going to move on to the next thing I have planned since you guys were being all sappy. Let's sing a few songs. I know my last stream was a karaoke stream, but I ended that suddenly so I didn't get to finish. After that, I have some new merchandise to reveal. Yay! Then let's get something I put together and recorded to show you guys, so it'll be fun. Actually, I have something a bit different in terms of songs today. I felt like singing something different than what I usually sing. Okay, let's start. The song that starts playing has a tone distinctly more upbeat than what Mana usually sings. What would usually be something more melancholic is now one filled with hope for the future and gratitude for what's been experienced, despite only mistakes and regrets. Again and again, we've made some mistakes, our lingering regrets, and internal affection, and we'll reboot our love. More than ever, Mana shines brighter than I've ever previously seen her. You wanted to become a star that people could find hope and happiness in, didn't you? I don't think you have to worry about that. You've already achieved it, and to me, you've become the brightest star of all. So let's connect our love, the feeling I want to put into words, and the right answer I want to convey are one and the same. Thank you. Thank God. Again, this is fine. I just want my happy ending. And this is literally at the 8-hour mark at this point. Like 4 hour. Nah, I'm gonna have to make this shorter than that. That's super long. I slowly walk past the shoreline, looking back at the imprints my soul have left behind in the sand. The warm glow of the sun can be seen in the distance as it starts to make its exit for the day. I'm still feeling a whirl of emotions from the anniversary stream. Prior to arriving at the beach, there was plenty of excitement and fondness for the stream, but there was also feelings of worry and anxiety for what's to come. New strength that Mana showed, one that was born out of an acceptance of one's weaknesses and truth. I know that reaction on stream was positive, but how are people going to feel off stream and in the future when there might be more changes? Did her words even make a difference to the people that needed to hear it? I let out a loud, audible sigh in an attempt to ease my concerns. Careful there. They say that every time you sigh, a little bit of happiness escapes from you. I turn around in reaction to the familiar, warm voice behind me. Aren't you the one who's always sighing? If what you say is true, then let's try to salvage what we have left. Sure, I've got enough happiness to go around. Makoto returns a smile as she starts to walk alongside me in the water. By the water. She turns her gaze to the ocean with an expression on her face that I can't ascertain. So, what do you think of the stream? I think you did amazing. You were shining brighter than I've previously seen you. Thanks. I still don't know if I made the right choice or if I'm on the correct path. I just did what felt was right for me. I don't know if people will come to fully accept the changes that I showed and that I'll be making in the future, but this is how I want to express myself, I think. I'm not sure either, but I think you made the right choice. Take it from blah blah blah, the biggest monofan out there. Oh yeah, that was a bit of a cheeky thing you did, putting your own letter in there. It was so long too, you didn't even pay attention to the character limit. Oh yeah, I guess I wasn't really thinking about that. But thanks, I really liked it, even though you said some embarrassing things. Hey, it wasn't that embarrassing, was it? It sure was. Let's face the future together, eh? We were able to make it through this whole anniversary ordeal, but I'm not sure how things will go from here. Are you sure you want to continue walking down this path with me? Sorry, I know I'm bringing this up again, but I don't see this path being smooth sailing from now on. I don't even know if I found any solutions to my problems. And I know I've said this before, but I don't have the answers to your problems. I can't be that knight in shining armor. I can't be that protagonist that will save you or figure out your problems. I'm just me. I have plenty of my own problems I'll bring. I'm not even sure if I'm still doing this out of my own insecurities. I just know that I want to continue being with you. If you're fine with all that, then I would be the happiest guy to keep walking down this path with you. I'd rather have Shouma than a knight in shining armor or one of those other protagonists. And you've already done so much for me. It really makes me feel like I should do more for you. Like you said, you're just you, but that's exactly why I want you to stay with me on this path. It's just my own confidence in myself that I'm bringing this up. Say, can I be a little selfish? I'm going to ask you a bunch of annoying questions just to give myself an ease of mind. Sure, go ahead. I know you already said you won't accept these parts of me. Oh, I know you've already said that you would accept these parts of me, but I just want to selfishly reaffirm. You'll accept the side of me that will annoy and burden you? Yes. I'm going to make selfish requests of you. Please do. I have so many problems. That makes two of us. You're inevitably going to get hurt. That's okay. I'm going to complain a bunch to you. I know. I want you to tell me about your problems. And Makoto, I'll say it as many times as it takes. I want all and every part of you, and I wouldn't have it any other way. If you're looking for your soulmate or someone who can complete you, that you won't find in me. This is me. This is who I am. And that is all I have. I'm just a girl with a lot of problems. I'm not looking for my soulmate or someone who can complete me. I just want you. You really are. Come on, what the heck? I'm so happy. Hey, it's not just me. There are plenty of people around you who accept and love you. Yeah, what's wrong with all of you? Makoto takes a moment to wipe her tears with her sleeve. Shouma, there isn't much value to this path I walk, but I want you to be there with me, side by side. We'll probably stumble a lot and feel lost, but if you're there with me, then I feel like everything will be okay. Will you walk this path with me, not just as someone who's involved with me, but as someone I love? Is that a no? Of course it's a yes. I was just shocked. I think you've made me the happiest girl in the world at this moment. Weird coming from my mouth, isn't it? I don't think so. I think this happiness just fits you. You think so? I hope you can continue making me this happy then. I'll try my best. Cute! Let's go, Shouma. To the unknown future. Yeah, no matter what it leads, no matter what awaits us at the end, we'll walk it together, one step at a time. Yeah. That is all I wanted. God damn it. What, dear reader? I'm like, what? What more do you want from me, game dev? Thanks for reaching the end of VTuber Connect. Ever since I started watching VTubers, I've always been captivated by the power of the connections that are made. This game is my love letter to VTubing as a medium. It's a love letter in which I attempt to hide nothing but embrace everything. Not everything about VTubing as a medium is dazzling. There are plenty of things that we would prefer not to express or think about. Yeah, I think we got that from the game, from the 8-hour game. But I believe that's what makes it human. It's true to life in a way that's reflective of who we are as people. And similar to people, I believe that it has the power to move, inspire, and connect us in a way that isn't really seen elsewhere. My own personal experience with VTubers reflect this. Despite any of the negative experiences, thoughts, and feelings I've had with VTubers, I'm ultimately thankful that I've been able to share in their experiences and be a part of their communities. One of my hopes with this story was to get people to be more conscious about their experience with VTubing as a medium, and that maybe we would come together to better understand each other, both from the perspective of the VTuber and the viewer. It's easy to forget that there's a human behind every screen. We're all going through our own individual experiences and have our own unique stories. We don't know what others might be going through, and we might make assumptions that may or may not be in good spirit. We may not always be able to do much for the people that need help, but I truly believe that there's power in being understood. Even if we may never come to fully understand them, just feeling like they're understood or knowing that someone has made an attempt to understand can have a significant effect. Of course, it's impossible to truly 100% understand everything about a person. You've said this like literally 20 times throughout the game. Like, I got it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but Jesus Christ, my throat hurts. And I feel like this letter is kind of taking me out the happy ending that I just got. No offense. Of course, yes. And oftentimes it's best not to pry into or share certain experiences, but just coming to an understanding of the possible experiences of others can go a long way. This is just one of the many ways that we connect with others. Thank you again for playing through VTuber Connect. I hope I was able to connect with you in some way through this game. Verum. Oh, God. That was so great and beautiful and wonderful and heavily repetitive in many, 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 many ways that I probably wouldn't have minded if I didn't attempt to do this all in one sitting. But honestly, I think I responded enough to everything as I was going. I feel like a recap is not necessary for the amount of tangents that I went on in the moment. And honestly, if I waited to the end to try to have like this big, like, this is what I thought of the game, or here's what I thought of whatever, I feel like I would have forgot most of it anyway, and I wouldn't have been able to be as genuine in my responses. But yeah, like, I'm a new VTuber myself. Like, I'm very small, and I do hope to one day be bigger. And, you know, a lot of this game has me reflecting on, like, you know, why I started and where I want to go and things like that. And I really want to bring awareness to minority indie game devs and their stories and their games and their hard work. And I want to show that, like, you know, content creators of colors can be popular and can make it big, you know, despite all the barriers that we face as people of color in our society, particularly our American society. And, you know, I try not to, I mean, I make it very clear that this is my intent with my game dev spotlights and playing the games that I do. But also, you know, other minorities as well, not just racial minorities, but also gender minorities, sexual orientation minorities, sexuality minorities, I guess is a better term for that. But I really do appreciate all the fans that I've accumulated up to this point in my, I guess you could say, like 4.5 months of VTubing. I'm still very new, and I hope that, you know, I inspire people to learn more about, you know, indie games. Sorry, I'm like very tired and my throat really hurts, but I kind of want to say thank you to everyone who has supported me, and thank you for the people that will support me in the future. And I hope that I can not only bring awareness, but also provide a space for people to come and have fun and make memories and get along with one another and stuff like that. And I know it's hard. Life is hard for a lot of us, but I hope that we will all get through it together one way or another. Yeah. But yeah, I truly love this game. I love the story it told. I love the perspective it brought. I love that it talked about, you know, the perspective of a viewer versus a VTuber. I loved all of that. And, you know, please again forgive me for my outbursts. I'm just so tired. But what you have to understand about me is that when I get invested in a story and I know that I can, like, obtain it or finish it, I will do so. Like, again, I went in thinking that this game would take me 3 or 4 hours to record. So I started at night, and it's literally been like a full ass 8 hours. But I kept thinking that it was going to end, so I didn't want to stop the video. I also have this, like, fear that if I stop recording a game in the middle of it, something will go wrong and I won't be able to record the rest. Or, I don't know, I just have this fear that it's better to just get it done in one sitting than to risk something happening and not being able to get it done or something like that. I don't know, especially since I have to break this down into 3 separate videos. But if you watched all of this, or even if you watched some of it, or if you somehow skipped to the end for some reason, I do hope you enjoyed it. I do hope some of my commentary was insightful for you, and that you appreciate that I tried to put a little bit of myself in all the streams that I do and that I record. And I hope I won't have to cancel my stream tomorrow because my throat hurts. But yes, thank you so much. And I might throw some extra thoughts in the comments or something. But yeah, let me know how you enjoyed this. And yeah, you know, this is just so wonderful. And I hope that, you know, even if people don't watch me play this game, I hope that other VTubers and other people that love VTubers know about this game. I hope that I can bring awareness to this game, and I hope more people play this game because this game is amazing. Maybe not in one sitting like I did, but I do really love what they did here, and like how even as a small streamer I felt really seen and understood, and knowing that there's things that I have yet to experience and probably will experience, but I realized that there were extras and I wanted to quickly show them to you. You got some cute photos. She kind of reminds me of the kid from what's that anime with the butler and the little kid, the guy with the eye patch. Sometimes she reminds me. I know the butler was named Sebastian, but that's the gallery. And then here are the credits. I wanted to make sure I showed the credits as well since I didn't have a rolling credits. And I think that's it. Oh, and you can play the music. Whatever this song is, it's really nice actually. Okay, I just wanted to show that little extra bit to you. Okay. Thank you for all the support, and I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a like if you liked it. And please subscribe as well. I really appreciate it. Okay. I'm gonna stop talking now.